What's up, everyone? Welcome to robnoerr Show. Host Rob Noor. We got a good one for you today. I got my Crucible hat on, my Normal America shirt. All I need is my Jim Bob shoulder pads, and I'd be set to go, right? What's Jake known for? My Jake Rattlesnake, non-plus Jake Rattlesnake mask. Yeah, that'd be nice. I hear it's going to be all the rage next Halloween. Jake Rattlesnake masks. Crikey. Oh, my goodness. What a fantastic day. My goodness. I'm running just ever a teensy weensy bit late for two reasons. One, I had a grocery pickup order. And so now listen, let's talk about an insult to me that's true. I have an annoying voice. I really do. And what's up, mystery? I have an annoying voice. And on top of that, I could sound a little mush mouthed at time. So I've had this happen once or twice in my life. My last name is Noerr, Noerr. So I'll call in somewhere and they'll be like, name please, like if you order fast food or Chinese food or some shit, or in this case, the pickup order, the grocery order. What's the name? I was like, Noerr. And they think I say Miller. So like I'm sitting there forever. And finally this young girl comes out and she's like, because they ask what slot you're parked in. So I tell them, and this girl comes out and is like, I'm so sorry we don't have your groceries. And I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. Like me and my wife could come here later. And she's like, just out of curiosity, what was the name again? And I was like, Noerr, Noerr. And she's like, oh, I thought you said Miller. So I sat there forever. I'm just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And here they thought I said Miller instead of Noerr. Now, my son's middle name is Miller. He's Hank Miller Noerr. But I guess it could sound like, if you're a nasally, high-pitched sounding asshole on the phone like myself, it could sound like I said Miller. Maybe we'll get some Muslim to call in this morning and tell me how that makes me feminine or gay or some shit like that. Getting groceries for your family sounds pretty gay to me. You got it. Other thing is, my friends were texting me. So I live in a very small town. In fact, I live in a small town adjacent to a small town that's slightly bigger than. So, like, my small town doesn't have a grocery store. In fact, it has. The only store that technically is in the same sort of zip code as me is the post office. And then there is actually I'm kidding you not, a shoe and sewing repair shop right down the road from me. That's it, though. That's the only stores in sort of my immediate vicinity. So I have to drive to this other town called Clarion, which is a small town. It's got a college. That's where I went to university. And it's very boring, which I love. And this is kind of crazy news. Guess what happened? We had a murder. We had a murder. Now, it happens from time to time around here. I remember while I was in college, there was also a murder that occurred. What do you think connected both incidents? Rural Appalachian white town murder. Can you take a guess what the connecting tissue would be from this murder 20 years ago to this murder now? They weren't directly connected, but there's a reason that these things happen. Now, it wasn't black folk. Well, actually, the one back in the day may have involved a black person, but I believe it was the black. Yeah, I think it was a black person got killed. Yeah, there it is. That's you got it. That's the connecting tissue. It's meth, baby. So I remember when I was in college back in the day. I don't think any black person was involved in any of them. Now that I think about it, but back in the day, it was a big deal. There was this murder, and it was like right on. There's basically two main roads that intersect, and it was on the one main road through town. And it was in a house right off there. And it was like, people were scared shitless. Here's what happened. A drug dealer lived in this home, and another drug, dealer or user broke into the house with a gun. And the drug dealer who was sleeping heard the break-in, got up, saw the guy, warned him. Dude turns around. Drug dealer guy shoots him. Basically self-defense. And then The guy that got shot jumped out of the window, second story window, and ended up bleeding out on the ground. It's not good, right? Like, I'm not celebrating this, but I do believe the person who was defending their property, I think he was charged with a far lesser crime because basically they rolled, yeah, man, someone broke into your house with a gun. Now, you're a drug dealer, so you're going to get charged for that sort of stuff. Anyways, people were very scared. And look, anything can happen in any town, don't get me wrong. But basically, you could severely lower your chances, particularly in a small town, of not being murdered by not breaking into a drug dealer's house. Your risk level of being the victim of some amount of violence exponentially increases when you're intentionally robbing armed drug dealers. And so, am I, as just random Joe Schmo at this university in this town, am I really now fearing for my life, like walking in between my classes? No, not really. And it's a weird thing to say to people because look, in a town like where I live, and I've grew up in this area my whole life, you like to think that like this shit doesn't happen, but it does. You know, it's drugs, or the other big cause, if you're going to see an extreme act of violence like that around here, is someone cheated on someone. There was an incident in the town I grew up in, which is about 20 minutes away from that, Clarion. There was an incident where a guy took his own life and his lady's because he found her at the local bar with another guy. That's fucking crazy. But this new one, me and the wife were driving the other day, and traffic's all backed up getting into Clarence. We're like, huh, what's that about? And my wife's like, oh, people are saying there's some large police presence on Main Street, Clarion, and no one knows what it's about. So all of our friends that used to live in the area are texting us, and we're like, we don't know. Well, it turns out there was a murder, and it looks to do with a methamphetamine dealer that murdered a woman. It's terrible, it really is, but don't do drugs. Don't do really serious drugs like that. So unfortunate, but there you have it. That was all the rage. My friends were sending me the the I don't know what you call it, little local newspaper shtick about that. Now, Nate knows Clarion, PA. There you go. Yeah, that's basically where I'm from. I live just outside there. So yeah, there you go. That's what I was up to today. Murder. Shitty though. Call-in show today. What are we going to talk about? Well, whatever you like. Our friend Jess Gerald's in the back. Here, take a look. There he is.
Hi, I'm Jess Gerald.
Wow.
I come decked out with all my Crucible merch today and
Here,
my man bag.
lean to the side. Is that Avarice beside you in that?
Yeah, right there. That's Avarice. Yeah, have you ever seen that guy before?
I have seen him. I think security
crazy,
had their eye on him down there at DebateCon.
Yeah, so. Luckily I got it. They didn't look at me because I'm
You're Jess Gerald. No one questions Jess Gerald. Yeah. He was. So we're gonna start the call-in show, Avarice. I'm gonna bring people up, but I do have a story beforehand. Do you know? You remember the unfortunately named Fannie Willis? You remember her? She was this person in Georgia that was the prosecutor that was basically banging her assistant Nathan Wade, and there was all sorts
I'm strapped in for this with my fanny pack.
There you go. You got your fanny pack from Fannie Willis. How about that? Yes. Well done. Not even planned. Amazing. Isn't it weird how things serendipitously come about?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm going to put you in the back. I'm going to talk about the story, and then we'll bring in callers.
Fantastic. Jess Gerald.
Jess Gerald out. Thank you. How long, Nate? $5 says get those likes in early. Thank you. Now, for those that don't remember, Fannie Willis was the prosecutor that was in charge of the Georgia case against Donald Trump. And sort of the idea about this was basically the alternate electors and Trump calling like the Georgia governor and all this stuff. And oh my goodness, alternate electors. Oh my gosh, it's so criminal. It's criminal. And the left, of course, have been relying on this for years as evidence of how bad Trump is. So you'll remember that one of her assistants, this guy's Nathan Wade, it was improper conduct for her to basically be banging this guy, and they brought this guy on the stand, and it's a joke. Like, she was saying all kinds of crazy shit about like payments that she was making to him, and she was like, well, black people just walk around with like $10,000 cash. That's what black people do. So things like that. I'm gonna play the video. I haven't watched this yet, but this is CNN. I'm sure they're gonna be very upset. Their announcement that all of the charges now against Trump and all of his associates regarding this case have been dropped.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Get him!
We are following breaking news just into CNN. A Georgia prosecutor officially dropped the historic racketeering case against President Trump and others for attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. I want to go right to CNN's Kara Scannell. What are you learning, Kara?
Good morning, Pam. Yeah, this new filing in from the prosecutor who had taken the place to look into the Fulton County investigation of Donald Trump and others has filed a motion with the court saying that they are not going to move forward with the case. They're dropping the charges. What he filed what's known as a nolle pros, and that means that in theory, because if the statute of limitations hasn't run out, a case could be refiled. But he attached to his filing about a 20-page statement explaining his rationales for why he did not think that they should move forward with this case. You'll remember this was the case that began with Donald Trump making a call to the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, urging him to find the votes. And then District Attorney Fani Willis brought this historic investigation and filed those racketeering charges against Donald Trump and dozens of others for interfering with the 2020 election. She was then disqualified from the case because of an undisclosed romantic relationship with another prosecutor. And that is how this case now fell into the hands earlier this month of a prosecutor who was assigned the job of trying to find someone to take on this case. He said that he couldn't because there were too many conflicts, and he took it on himself. Now we're seeing the results of that, and that is that he is saying that they are not going to move forward with this case. And he summarized it in part by saying that he made this decision by examining the case file, examining what the jury had been presented, and also considerations of the law. He says that, contesting an election is not unlawful, but and that is part of the reasons for why he decided not to move forward with the charges at this point. But again, this is a nolle pros filing, meaning that they're dropping the case right now. In theory, it could be revived if the statute of limitations doesn't run out. But of course, Donald Trump is still in office for another 3 years. Pam, this is the last of the criminal prosecutions that have been hanging over Donald Trump as he entered the White House. The only conviction that he faced out of the 4 indictments was the one in New York for the hush money payments, and that one he is appealing. Pam?
Oh! Now, wait a minute. What do you mean that it's not illegal to contest an election? Really? No, you don't say. I wonder if someone has been saying that all along. Someone that said, look, even if I didn't necessarily like the alternate electors thing, it's not a crime. We've had alternate electors in the past. It's okay. The only possible crime they could get is if people forged things on documents, but it looks like most of the states are now dropping all of the charges against the alternate electors. There might be a state or two that's still going. But as far as Donald Trump's culpability, he's allowed to suggest alternate electors. It is not a crime. Of course, partisan motivated prosecutors were going to say, nope, we're going to charge this. And remember, the process was the punishment, and the idea was all of these cases were strategically timed to affect Trump in the run-up of the 2024 election in an attempt to prevent him from running or significantly hamper him. Josh Vett says, there's no realistic prospect that a sitting president will be compelled to appear in Georgia to stand trial on allegations in this indictment. However, there's certainly true that there are a bunch of other people that were indicted that also could have been forced to go in front of Georgia. He is saying, as you heard there, that it is not a crime to contest an election. But most importantly, let's just go with this. When you point out all of the corruption from the FBI, from Hillary's team, from Biden's team, et cetera, what do they always go with? No convictions, no convictions, no convictions. Hey, no conviction, motherfucker. There you go. So I don't want to hear now the people that said, well, Comey didn't do anything wrong because he hasn't been convicted. Well, Peter Strzok didn't do anything wrong because he hasn't been convicted. That's all they ever talk about. The Russia collusion bullshit investigation, Crossfire Hurricane, they say, look at the convictions, look at the convictions, look at the convictions. So where's the conviction? Oh, there is none? Fuck you. That's it. It was a bullshit political case that was brought by a partisan hack who lied and had to be forced off the case. I've no interest in hearing from the people that want to go, well, actually, he got off on a technicality. Fuck you. We see the evidence of the corruption of the Hillary team destroying subpoenaed evidence. They got off on a technicality. We see the evidence of the corruption of people like James Comey and Peter Strzok. They got off on technicalities. Fuck you. And you think that's all good? The only conviction they got was the bullshit Alvin Bragg case that was laughable. Lefties will believe it, but they'll believe anything. Lefties believe that there's still P tape. So, who gives a shit? There's other stories we could talk about. You could talk about whatever you want. Thank you, Bree, over there on Rumble for complimenting my hat. It is a nice one, isn't it? So we can talk about whatever you would like today. We're going to open up the phones, or I guess computers, if you're calling in via computer. What a wonderful technologically advanced world we have, huh? I'm getting all kinds of text messages. This murder mystery in Clarion. It's not really a mystery. They arrested the guy. So we're going to put the link out. Anybody who wants to call in can call in. Talk about whatever topic you want. It's not a new hat. I've had this one for a while. You can see it's dirty. I wear it sometimes when I'm messing around, working around outside. We'll pin that link. Now, your job as the audience is to try to get that dono bar up to $357 today. Later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be talking to Jason Miernanchuk. We're going to be talking about Christian nationalism and some other topics. Should be a lot of fun. A few more super chats. How long, Nate? Again, $10 says, let's talk about the lack of engagement here lately. Oh, snap. That's not my department. Department of Numismatics. $10 says, everyone be safe and happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Yeah, that's a message directly to me. Yes, I'm starting a big diet after tomorrow. So tonight I'll be doing the show. My wife and my son will actually be going to her mother's house, and they're going to be doing the pre-Thanksgiving food prep tonight. But by the time I'm done streaming, it'll probably be 1 or 1:30 in the morning. So I'm not going to drive after that, particularly because my car's shit, my backup car. So I will just be heading over tomorrow morning. So, you'd call in, but apparently Americans don't like Australian opinions. No, we're not the same as those other people. We just don't believe Australia exists. That's different. You know? Driving in the night's dangerous. I'm not too worried about that. So, with the calls today, we could talk about, let's see. Mike Ball, thank you so much, man, for the raid. Really appreciate it, man. It was great meeting you down at the PayCon, too. Topics today, we could talk about that. Yesterday, we were talking about sort of, is it time to be blackpilled over the Trump administration, or more importantly, over Republicans? I don't think so. I think particularly the Republicans have done a terrible job, but I think blackpilling's stupid and lame. way lamer than hanging up Christmas lights with your kid, you know? So no need for the black pill. You'd love to see me and Andrew debate a topic that we disagree on. Well, we've done it several times. You can find it on my channel. Sometimes we're just playing devil's advocate. Other times it's happened. First time I debated Andrew was on gay marriage. But people say this a lot. Why would Andrew and I debate each other on something we disagree with, though? Like, the worldview that connects me and Andrew the most, more than anything, is wanting to crush the left. So why give any headway into infighting, even if it's just in a nice debate? Stupid. We'll spend our time debating and crushing lefties. That's our opinion on it. The other thing is, if you play the devil's advocate, people will clip you. Look what's happening to Andrew right now. Once more, they're going back to clipping him for these comments that he made in this debate with, I forget the douchebag's name he debated. But Andrew's making a point, right, where this guy's saying that basically exceptions invalidate the rule, which is not the truth. Like some outlier. It'd be the equivalent of saying this. Men are usually taller, or men are taller than women. And this guy going, here's a woman that's 7 feet tall. It's like, right. That doesn't disprove the claim. We understand that there are outliers time to time. So Andrew makes the claim, okay, well then, if we said, for example, that you can't say that SA against women is a bad thing because there's some women that theoretically could enjoy it. The point that Andrew's making is that would be stupid. Of course we would still say SA against women is wrong. Of course. And yet it's selectively clipped, and the average audience that sees this shit in a place like X is going to say, oh my God, that Andrew Wilson guy just defended SA against women. He said it could be good. See the problem? So if I do a debate with Andrew and I'm like, actually, Donald Trump did break the law and he did this, this, and this, that'll be clipped and in perpetuity. Every time I debate someone on the left, they'll say, look, you admitted that Donald Trump broke the law in this case and blah, blah, blah. So why do it? Oh, look at this guy. He comes on. He's muted. Oh, it's avarice now.
Chris.
Jess Gerald would have never made that mistake.
I did make that mistake.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to grip. Yeah, so you all got to send money in. So we got callers on the line. So far we got 3. I remind you, the link is up top. Now, with the callers, we're going to abide by terms of service. We can talk about any topic that you want. Perfectly fine, as long as it abides by terms of service. And that means no homophobic slur, no racial slurs, no calls to violence, etc. You all know the rules at this point. Before we get to our first call, let's try to get to 25% of our goal. I think that's doable. Avarice has control backstage, and so I'm afraid poor EOD is going to get blamed for a lot. By the way, Avarice, wasn't he making a big spiel last night like, text me if you go early, I'm going to be there. I don't see him. I don't see EOD here. Do you see him? No. Where is he? Sleeping in. Avarice is way louder in person, yeah. Yes, we can't Wild West it. That's totally true. We're talking about best debaters on the left. They're all shit. There's some good ones. People ask me these questions all the time, though. Why do I want to give anyone credit? Fuck them all. How about that? There's certainly some that on particular topics are good. There's some people when you're debating on legal topics that are on the left that are pretty good. Destiny's pretty good overall in that he uses rhetoric fairly well. There's people that I've debated on specific issues such as Leonard Box wasn't bad on sort of European issues and things like Brexit. He seemed to know a little about that. I don't know. There was this one dude I debated one time like 7 months ago that wasn't bad talking about tariffs and shit. I don't know. Anyways, before we get to our first caller, we got to get to 25%. So I'm not so sure what that amount of money is. If $25 is 7%, and we need basically 4 times that, then $75 donated will give us $100, which would be 25%. That I could figure out. So maybe, Avarice, maybe what we do to get started here is...
This is the Rob Noerr Show.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's not the Noerr Rob Show. This is my favorite show.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's a good
Oh,
song. That's it. We did great. We did great. This song is good.
Therefore, oh! It just floors me every time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God.
Holy cow. Callers are really lining up today.
This is the Rob Noor Show. It's not the Noor Rob Show. This is my favorite show because it is my show. If this was your show, you'd probably like it more.
The hat,
But
Chris.
maybe that's just because it was your show, but it's not your show.
Oh, I gotta get ready.
It's the
I'm always
Rob Noor Show.
messing around, then I forget to end the song. All right, we're gonna go in a different order. We're giving priority to someone, which I think is legitimate. So the first caller today,
I think I know who it is.
who do you think? Go ahead,
Is it a Rager?
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll be so.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not going to say, but I assure you, it'll be a good first call. We just got to get to 25% of our goal. I promise. Premonition, $2. Thank you as always. Really appreciate it.
I think I know who this is.
I definitely know who it is. I'll give you another clue. Maybe it's someone from the organization on my hat. Maybe.
Well, and on my sweatshirt. See,
Oh, that's
I
I didn't even
I
notice.
did the reverse.
Merch store coming soon. Styling today, says Bruce. Yes, merch store will be here soon. Dude's working on the back end of it right now.
You
So
really want to
hopefully-
get Mr. E to come in raging? You can just say, "Hey, Black Friday sale at the merch store."
Yeah, I
Personal
heard
store.
Andrew doing that last night. Andrew, dude, I don't fucking envy. We can talk to Mr. I don't envy Mystery. Andrew will give like directly contradictory orders within like 3 sentences. He's like, yeah, Mystery / everything for Black Friday on the merch store / everything.
Oh,
Then the
good.
very next super chat's like, raise the prices really high today and then slash them back to normal for Black Friday. Andrew's like, that's a terrific idea, Mr. E. It's like Mr. E's gonna be like, God damn it! Like, what are you doing? Paximo, $10 says, I'm listening to this while driving to family out of state. Say safe travels, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. I know it's a big travel day, so please stay safe. All right, we're gonna give an exception, and we don't have to get to the 25% and to start the calls. We will bring up the aforementioned Mr. E. How are you
Mr.
doing this
E.
fine day? Yeah.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. You just waking up?
No, I just sound like shit, apparently, permanently now.
Oh, maybe you were. I just thought you were choking on too many dicks this morning.
What the fuck, dude? I'm not going to tolerate this kind of behavior.
That's
Abuse
abuse.
First thing in the morning.
That's abuse.
First thing in the morning.
So what's it?
Well,
What's
it's
it like
10
when?
a.m., 10:30 a.m. It's close enough.
Yeah. What's it like when Andrew yells contradictory shit in the middle of a stream to you?
Well, the one thing I was trying to say to him after the show is like, dude, we're too big to just make stuff up on the fly now. Like, we got to plan this stuff. Like, if we're gonna announce a sale on the store, I have to like contact the host,
Right.
so that they can unlock our like unlimited bandwidth, so that we don't crash the store. Because like with both the 100K or the 150K give it like the merch thing, both times they crashed the store.
Right.
Because and then I had to talk to the host about how to fix that. So before the 250K, we got like a 24-hour unlimited bandwidth applied to the site, so that we wouldn't like we're effectively DDoSing ourselves.
Fucking Andrew. It's so funny. He just
Manual
on the fly.
DDoS.
Yeah. You know, let's do that. Let's fuck it. You know, a hyper sale.
He
You know,
disagrees.
I know that like I saw that like I always fuck up. I need to find a way to get the notification sent in my phone from Discord, because I just happened to check this morning and I see all the shit that was put up there about you know, these stupid attacks. I'm not going to go into many details, but these stupid attacks on Andrew again. And it's like, it definitely seems coordinated at this point. It's sort of the same suspicious accounts that keep dredging up the same like out of context clips from like 6 months ago. Like, it's got to be fucking frustrating. You know, for you and Andrew, that it's like literally whack-a-mole. You show how this is bullshit, and then 6 months later, it's the exact same attack that comes up.
I forgot
And
to
you
mute my
got
phone.
it.
Sorry.
There we go. This was
But-
talking to you, Mr. E.
That's all right. No, I was just gonna say it's got to be frustrating for you and Andrew. Like, you'll successfully prove how one of these clips are out of context, and then 6 months later, it's the same fucking clip that resurfaces, the same argument after you've already dealt with it once. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then we just see it again and again and again on Twitter, and now we have attack, and then they go from Twitter to TikTok, and then back to Twitter, and then back to TikTok. It's a whack-a-mole game. You're absolutely right. And we
TikTok's
see it
got to
time
be the
and again.
cesspool. Like, oh, man, I used to do shorts and I'd put them up on YouTube and then on TikTok. I can't tell you. People talk about like YouTube banning conservatives. I can't. It's amazing how many videos I had go through YouTube without any problem whatsoever, and TikTok banned. It'd just be like simple shit. Like I remember one day I did like sort of 9/11 and was just like, oh, don't forget when it came to the financiers of 9/11, for some reason the 9/11 Commission report was like, nope, we're not interested. Banned. That was banned on TikTok. It's like, what the fuck? What? I don't know. Methinks
Well,
they
it's-
protest too much.
Like again, they keep trying to amplify this stuff, and it's obviously like a coordinated attack. We've even got bots on 4chan spamming threads about Andrew in this clip. Like this is very obviously like inorganic for like Isabella DeLuca and like Heidi and all of her little lesbian feminist friends to all happen to like post the Chuck clip a week and a bit after the thing happened, as opposed to like 2 days after, and all have basically the same language around it. Very, very clearly inorganic, and then to have a week after that, like a day or two ago, to have like these accounts that obviously you're going to probably take sponsored posts like Riz Bible or Right Wing Cope to have the exact same and the others as well. Those are the first two I saw, to have the exact same clip of the Oliver thing from months ago with the exact same messaging on it. Very obviously, it just feels very inorganic. And then to find out that, because I got this screenshot of like, there's like 13 or 15 posts over the course of a day and a half, just trying to push, or over the course of a week, actually, sorry, trying to push like the Andrew thing on 4chan as well. I'm guessing that, maybe certain people who really want Andrew to have a bad year are maybe, going out of their way to make sure that happens, right?
Benjamin
I can't believe that
Netanyahu.
place still
We
is.
knew it. We knew it.
Little do they know that like all they're doing is just pushing the numbers up. Like
I still can't believe that
the subscribers
that 4chan
are up,
exists.
the followers are up. It used to be actually like somewhat informative prior to 2016, but it's since 2016 it's just absolutely useless. It's 80% bot posts. Like, just stay away. It's worthless. But yeah, like all the numbers are up. His followers on X are up. The subscribers are up. Even the video views on YouTube got a boost. So
Well, at least half the people that see this stuff intuitively know it's bullshit from the get-go. Like, for example, my wife, she's like, is on TikTok from time to time. She's like, Rob, I shit you not. She's like, I scrolled through TikTok for 10 minutes and 6 of the videos I saw were Andrew.
Yeah.
6 of them, most of them negative. But then she has friends that aren't involved in politics whatsoever, like don't watch political content, but they know that I work with Andrew. And so they're like, oh, I saw these clips. And like a couple of her friends were like, so what, this guy's a bad guy for sticking up for his wife? That's the attack? And so it's not really having the intended effect. A lot of people are just like, oh, who's this guy? This sounds interesting. Then they come over to the channel and it's like, wow, he just raised $50,000, for hungry families on Thanksgiving. What a monster. Oh, he's defending his wife. What an evil man. Like, it's so dumb.
See, here's the thing though, is the women get stuck in the view of Chuck's perspective, right? So they're looking at it from Chuck's perspective, and they're like, oh, he was mean to her. I wouldn't want him to be mean to me. But what they need to do is put themselves in Rachel's perspective. How would they feel if their husband was sitting there just allowing this, dirty ditch licker to drag her into a conversation that has nothing to do, like, because that's bringing up Rachel had in no way countered any of Andrew's points or his worldview. It had nothing to do to solidify her argument for her worldview. It was simply doing it to get a reaction out of him. Well, congratulations, bitch, you got one.
And that's the other thing. The other thing that gets me is like, okay, I understand there is this portion of people, the two groups of people I could give two shits less about. It's like the fucking red pill, like, oh, you're with a woman that had a previous relationship. Like, fuck you people. I never cared about them anyways. And then the other group's like, well, as a man, you have to be stoic and you can't get emotional. Like, look, there's an argument to be had that works for some people, but I think
No. Fuck that. If you're talking shit about my wife, I'm crashing out.
yeah, and the thing is, like, the important
Crashing
part,
out, dude.
the important part is to be authentic. Like, if you're being stoic and it's not who you are, it's just gonna come off looking like shit anyways. There are weird people that just everything they do in life is like in this cadence. And if you talk shit in their wife, they'd probably be like, I don't see how that's germane to the topic, you know? And you could argue that possibly in the context of a debate in time to time that's more effective. But that person, guess what? Is it going to have 1/50th of the reach of Andrew, right? Because people want someone that's putting a little emotion as long as it's authentic in what they're saying. So if you really look at what Andrew did, like compare Andrew to like Dillahunty, right? When Andrew debated him, Dillahunty storms off stage and is like, fuck you, I won't debate you. Is that what Andrew did to Charlie? No. He was just like, fuck you, bitch. How about that? Yeah. Right? And everyone's
Hope you
like,
and your husband have a wonderful night.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That was great.
Yeah.
So when you see, like, it's like, so what is it that Andrew did that was so wrong in that clip? Okay, he got emotional. He defended his wife. And did he storm off? No. Did he sit like?
Yeah. Did he not address any of her arguments? No.
It's like, so the argument.
Up, Mr. E.
Pull what up?
Mr. E. WTF? No. Okay, I'm reading that
No.
wrong. I thought you had a picture you wanted us to bring up.
No.
Oh,
Never mind.
but yeah, it's so ridiculous. So the big case here is like, oh, Andrew crashed out what? By being basically like, fuck you, you're a lesbian? If that's a crash out, my goodness, like basically 90% of my interactions online would be considered crash outs. Like, go fuck yourself. And I get this all the time myself, you know?
One of the people was like, "Oh, we should debate sometime. It'd be fun." I was like, "I don't debate. I'm a legit crash out."
Yes.
Like, I don't debate. But like this thing, like Charlie actually did a response video about it, like reacting to the clip that she spread, and it's the same thing. This narrative that if Andrew met a girl like Rachel on whatever, he would shame her like endlessly. When, as the guy who's watched basically 99.5% of every show that he's done in the last 5 years, he has never once shamed a woman for simply being a single mother. Now, if you're a single mother doing OnlyFans and pushing degeneracy as a good lifestyle, and that's not destructive to your child, that's a whole different story. And like, you know, and also I got to address the thing. Calling a man his own wife's baby daddy is some of the like most ridiculous reaching bullshit I've ever heard. That's how you know the narrative.
Yeah.
It's all about narrative. Like
it's so ridiculous. And again, like, let's say that Andrew's on there, right? And he's someone that's like, you know, never swears, never gets animated, is talking to OnlyFans girls, kind of like Michael Knowles, like, well, I think you're making a mistake. That's not what Andrew's doing. Now, you can take her like that. You can take her leave that style. You don't like that Andrew
Knowles
gets
can do
aggressive?
that, yeah. Go watch
Yeah,
Knowles.
Yes, that's right. There's other people. But understand this. If Michael Knowles has someone be like, hey, your wife's a stupid fucking bitch, or you're a fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. I can see Knowles making the claim, like, I think that escalation of rhetoric is, like, inappropriate. Andrew's not making the claim, like, oh, you use foul language. Andrew's making the claim, like, you brought my wife into me, so I'm going to escalate with fucking harsh language against you, and we're going to finish the debate. And I'm then, after I escalate with that language, then going to be like, and here's why that argument makes no sense whatsoever. Which he did. Because Chuck, what they clipped off was Chuck going into the point of like, well, if she would have just had an abortion, she would have been less promiscuous. Which has to be one of the all-time 5 dumbest things I've ever heard in the entirety of my life. And yet no one sees that clip because all of these people with the vested interest are like, well, we're going to promote just the portion before that where Andrew's like,
no, you
harsh.
don't understand, right? You don't understand. Like bitter, washed up former prostitutes are always the most reliable source of information on the internet, Rob. Right? If you're going to get your information, you don't want to get it firsthand. You don't need to watch the debate. After all, why would you spend 4 hours watching a debate when you can just get the facts from a bitter, washed up old former dominatrix prostitute online? Like, why not? Like, why?
And then the other argument, like, I saw someone that I actually respect basically made this argument was like, well, but I've seen Andrew, like, kind of shit on someone like Nala, right? But here's the difference, right? Yes, shitting on someone who's literally a prostitute and then immediately changes from being a prostitute to be like, oh, by the way, I'm a Christian and buy my courses on basically how to be a good Christian. Like, within months, there's clearly something disingenuous. And from the perspective of someone like Andrew, it's sort of like grifting off of his religion, right? Which is shit, which is a shit thing to do. That is a completely different situation to a woman was in 2 monogamous relationships that didn't work out.
Yeah, that
That's
Nala stuff is
different. That is
cringe.
100% different. And if you can't see, if you're like, well, to get aggressive at person 1, who is literally a hooker, online, and then immediately transfers to, oh, but now I'm going to be this big Christian influencer, versus person 2, who's like, look, I was in committed long-term relationships and bad things happen, and now I'm with my husband in a loving relationship. Fuck you for being willfully disingenuous if you can't see the difference in those situations.
Do you remember Brad Palumbo?
I do, yeah.
Got absolutely blown out in the debate. I saw him make a post the other day after this quote alpha male Christian nationalist lost his shit on camera. Again, this is the framing. A man slightly raising his voice has lost his shit. Like if this is losing it, like what is like how fucking pussified have men in this nation become? We're slightly raising your. I mean, of course, this guy's gay, so like that kind of explains. He literally sucks dick for fun, so I can maybe understand why he thinks slightly raising your voice is freaking out.
Oh my god!
As opposed to his freakouts, which is like, oh my god, did I forget my prep?
Right.
Like,
yes.
You know what I mean?
It's all so tiresome.
And like, to call him too emotional, it's just again, it's narrative. It's bullshit. It's exaggeration to push bullshit narratives.
It's the same shit that people do with me, except Andrew's dealing with it at like a fucking galaxy-esque, scale, and I'm dealing with it just a little. But like for me, like I'll have trolls come over to my channel, so I put a video out the next day like, hey, go fuck yourselves, and everyone's like, what a bitch, you're crashing out, you feel attacked. Yeah. And it's like, no,
just wait.
You guys attacked me. I put a video out telling you all to go fuck yourselves, and you're like, oh, what's wrong, man? What's wrong? We got to you. No, I'm enjoying telling you how worthless you are,
Sorry, I got to address the chat. Straight out of In's mouth, right? The thing is, he says, slightly raising your voice is losing it to the left. All demonstrations of male power are evil. These people literally go out on the streets with signs and scream themselves hoarse.
Yep.
For days on end over bullshit that are... Like, that's just, like, absolutely fucking stupid. Like no kings. And then, like, 3 days later, why isn't the king giving EBT cards? Why did the king cancel EBT?
Well, I was about to say that. These people are louder than what
nonsense.
Andrew did. They're out on the street screaming their fucking lungs off, and yet what Andrew did sitting in a chair is out of control. Like, what are you talking about?
That's the thing, dude. You got to remember with these people, every single accusation is a confession.
Yep. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Couple super chats real quick. Michael Ruiz, thank you for the $5. Naughty Germ, thanks as always, man. $5. Really appreciate it. John Smith says, Mr. E, more like Mr. Big D, Rob. More like Mr. Big Knob. Avarice, more like Mr. Average Peen is.
All right, that's man. Good. You know what? Give that guy his flowers. That's some good stuff.
Zach Gelfie, $20 says, exactly right, Mr. E. A real man defends his wife. Most people see it that way. And women should put them in Rachel's shoes. Absolutely. Right? The truth
Zach
is...
Gelfie, everybody. That's Zach Gelfie.
The truth is, and this is the honest to goodness truth, this is what feminism has done. They truly, more than they hate men in the patriarchy, you know who they hate the most? Like women
themselves?
In traditional gender roles. They fucking hate a woman who's happy staying at home raising a child. They hate it. They absolutely despise it. And that's where all the vitriol comes from, where it's why, like, they couldn't put themselves in Rachel's shoes because that's the enemy. Why would you put yourselves in their shoes, No, not all of them, but
I do agree with you there, but I would say above that, they hate themselves and then God.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these people are literal spiteful mutants. Like,
yep. AJC, $20 says, I've stopped seeing a girl because she was always on TikTok doing dances every day, on there bragging about how many followers she had. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Smart choice, man. Smart choice.
That's right.
Dodging bullets.
Zach again, $10 says, he says all the time he will match energy. Exactly that.
Well, like, you don't want to get on TikTok and play Dance Dance Revolution with your chick? Come on.
Well, even the Chuck debate there, like, Andrew crushes her for, what was it, like 6 hours? And this is towards the end of it, this comment. Andrew's pretty calm the majority of that debate while he's crushing her. It's not until she's like, oh, your wife has multiple baby daddies, that he's like, go fuck yourself. Sort of matching this, the energy and the topic that
I'd actually pay to see Mr. E on a TikTok dancing.
You'd have to pay a lot because
Your
I would
bank-
say that's
your
never
bank
going to
account is
happen.
not big enough. Man.
Yeah, it would have to be so much money that Mystery would retire afterwards and be like, okay,
Yeah, like-
$10 million, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
my integrity is not for sale to
Yeah.
a point.
Yes, right.
to a point.
Yeah.
You're eating on a TikTok.
Shit. And then we got Amagad. 4 months, thanks, man, says it seems like their strategy is to either make you waste energy engaging with their idiocy or to let them spread false narratives and slander. It's a lose-lose. Yeah, except here's the thing. You're right. That's absolutely true. But what they're doing, in effect, is making Andrew's name more known to the algorithm. So at the end of the day, it backfires because once people... I mean, I don't know what to say. This narrative of, like, the Chuck narrative... If you sit down and you watch hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of Andrew on whatever, if you did just that, I challenge you to find the time where he's insulting a single mom for being a single mom. So what happens is people tune in, they're like, oh, I'm not really seeing it here. I don't really see what the point was. And I asked people on this channel the day after this like big story started to go, like 3-4 days ago, I said, can someone show me what the problem is with this? And some people were saying it's Andrew's hypocrisy. I said, what's the hypocrisy? Please, I'm willing to hear you out. What is it? And what the hypocrisy is, these people falsely assume that Andrew has the same ideology as the Red Pillars, as the Manosphere. He does not. He argued against Coach Greg Adams not a week before this. I've seen him argue against Pearly Things on this very topic. They agree with the descriptor that there is problems with feminism and there's problem with women in the modern dating society, etc. But the descriptors are vastly different. I have never heard Andrew Wilson say, under no circumstances should you ever date or marry a woman that had a previous relationship or a child to a previous relationship.
In fact,
Ever.
I've heard him say directly that, my situation might not be the ideal one, but it's mine. Right?
Right.
So,
I would bet if let's assume that I'm single and I'm going to start dating someone and I call Andrew as my friend and I say, Andrew, this girl I'm seeing, she seems pretty cool. She goes to church, but she does have children to a previous marriage. Andrew I'm guessing, would say something like this. Well, be careful. Sometimes it's difficult to make things like that work, right? Because you don't know. Did she leave for no reason? Or was it like legitimately she was in a situation where she had to get out of there? Or perhaps her husband passed away. Who knows? Your chances of it being a successful, long-lasting marriage decline if there are previous marriages and previous children. That's true. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. And I'm pretty sure Andrew would say something to that effect. What he wouldn't say is, fucking run. There's zero chance. Fuck that bitch. Get out of there. That's fucking disgusting to be with a woman like that. He would never say that. And so the idea that it was some gotcha, that it's like, well, the woman that you love and you're married to has children to a previous relationship. Okay. I'm not Andrew Tate. Right? You don't see Andrew tweeting shit like Andrew Tate put the other day that's like, it's 2025, and if you're a straight man who's got a girlfriend, you're gay. I don't
Where's
see
this
that
whole
shit.
narrative come from, too, where Andrew's red pill? Like, he's clearly
They
not.
both attack feminists. It's that simple. If you attack feminists, then you're red-pilled man. Yeah. That's it. It's literally that simple. It's the same with me.
Just another false narrative.
Yeah, that's it. Well, all right, Mystery, I'm going to let you go and get to the rest of the callers here.
Yeah, all right,
but
have a great day, guys.
I got to get in touch with you soon about some completely unrelated shit. I have questions about, if you could help me out just in a super brief sense about talking to someone to manage, like, if I want to start a company, like an S-Corp. And I didn't know if you had any advice.
You definitely should be, so that you should be a contractor getting paid by your YouTube channel should be owned by a company, which then pays you. You'll be able to save a lot of taxes that way.
That Andrew told me I should talk to you at some point, so it's no hurry or anything.
Let me know when
but
you're
before
free.
the
I'll
end of
be
the year.
around. I'll be around.
All right, man. Thank you as always, Mystery. Talk
All right,
soon.
peace.
Later, Mystery.
All right, Avers. I'm
I'm going to the back.
We're sending you in the back of the bus. See you, Rosa. Back of the bus for you. Yeah.
Outcast.
Yes, it's true. I'm not Andrew Tate. Keep getting those donos, and we're 31% doing good. I have a feeling we're going to get to 357 today. Red Deal Phil McGill. Thanks for being a member. Says loving the channel. Keep giving them hell up. Thank you. Always a pleasure to talk to Mr. E, though. Dude knows what he's doing. And very good guy. So, Fallen Heathen, you're up first. Hello, Fallen Heathen. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain at all. What are we, 1 day away from Thanksgiving? That's
Yeah,
always a plus.
That's tomorrow. I get to start a brisket tonight around midnight.
Ah,
So hopefully it's done for tomorrow.
that's amazing.
I want to touch on that Andrew thing real quick. Coming from a place of experience, is another thing that's overlooked here. Like throwing people's past in their face. It's just to me, it's silly. Like me and telling kids don't do drugs because it ruined my life. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I listen to you? You were a drug addict. It's like, well, I was, and now I know. I'm trying to advocate for people to do better so they don't go down the same path. Now, I'm not saying that's what Andrew, his past was like, but like that Nala Ray girl, 10 years from now, she'd be a great advocate for women that may be getting into, sex work, to be like, hey, I made the same mistake a long time ago and I changed my life, and please don't go down this road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the problem is, like, the problem with Nala, and Andrew was right about that, because I'll be honest, initially, I had the opposite take as Andrew on Nala, where I was like, well, as Christians, we should be forgiving. We've all sinned. And so you should be able to look past someone's sin if they're genuinely repentant. But I think Andrew's argument would go something like this. But is she genuinely repentant? Because a sign of genuine repentance would be that you have some humility. Not that you immediately monetize your change and then start selling courses on how to be a good Christian. Like, when that happens in a period of months, not years, you can't help but be suspicious and be like, look, this sounds like a person just bumping from one grift to another. And it's fine. Listen, I'll be far from begrudging people grifting. That's fine. No problem. But when you're doing it based on religion, that seems to be something, particularly my religion, that seems to be something that's like, yeah, I don't care for that. And I think that history will bear out that Andrew was absolutely right about Nala. You already see the signs of it. That it's just like sort of now soft sex. She's still basically selling, look at me, I'm an attractive woman with a low-cut shirt, mixing batter. Oh, buy my course on being a good Christian. That's what it seems like. It seems like sort of that it's just a blatant grift. That's the point that Andrew's making. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to say what is the exact time frame for when it's like, oh, okay, now you can speak publicly and I don't know. And reasonable people could disagree, and we're all going to like have our own subjective thoughts on what we think that people's intentions are. That's perfectly reasonable. But two things can be true at the same time. One, that you can be someone who's truly repentant and is recommending not to do the negative things you've done in life, right? That's one. And certainly as someone who was an alcoholic, I do that. I tell people like, yeah, don't become an alcoholic.
Yeah.
The attack on me of like, but you were an alcoholic. It's like, right. Yes, that's exactly why I know that it's a bad idea, right? And then the second thing that's true is that like some people could grift on. Like if I'm literally an alcoholic today and then tomorrow I start a YouTube channel, I'm like, no, I'm clean. I've been clean and sober for 6 hours and now I'm going to do a show about, how alcoholism's bad. You'd be like, now, wait a minute. I don't know that you're in the position at this point to be making, these sort of advice claims to people. So, but yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Well, now I'm gonna bring down the mood. Dude, my everyone out there, is gonna be traveling this weekend and stuff. Everyone needs to be safe on the road. My mother-in-law just suffered a horrific accident last night.
Oh no.
Yeah, driving to work, a piece of lumber had come off the back of a pickup truck and went through the windshield and took off her ring finger, her pinky finger.
No.
Broke her arm. Yeah, it's pretty horrific, and we just take like stuff like that. It's like mundane drive to work. And, obviously a car accident can happen at any time, but a piece of lumber or a ladder, something coming off the back of a truck. I know a lot of people are gonna be traveling this weekend, but it can, change your life really quick. And it's scary and it sucks. And, it's Thanksgiving, so everyone needs to be thankful this year for what they got.
It's one of the scariest things. So for me, obviously, you could be the safest driver in the world.
Yeah.
You really can. You could never have your phone on you while you're driving, and that doesn't. If someone does something like swerves into your lane or something like that happens, there's nothing you could do. For me, when I used to bartend, oftentimes I had about a half-hour drive from where I was bartending to back home, and I took it very seriously. I never drank when I was bartending or anything like that. And I can't tell you how many like Friday or Saturday nights, or even hell, just a weeknight that I would leave at like 1 a.m. and I would get behind a car just swerving all over the road.
Yeah.
Because at that time of night, it's like, yeah, here's some dude that's leaving some bar, and you can tell they're drunk. And I used to tell my wife, I'd be like, what can you do about it? It doesn't matter how safe I'm being. It doesn't matter that I'm sober, I'm alert, both, driving as I'm supposed to. And all it takes is some lunatic. That dude swerving in front of me, all of a sudden he spikes the brakes or, whatever, or someone coming in the other lane swerves onto me. It's
Yeah,
a weird.
that was always the reason why I never was big on riding like street legal, dirt bikes, motorcycles. I grew up dirt bike riding. I've been riding dirt bikes for 30 years. I'm great at riding a dirt bike. But some asshole kid texting his girlfriend driving his dad's F350 while I'm sitting at a stoplight. It doesn't matter how many years I have, riding a dirt bike. I get run over by some kid. So yeah, I was never big on street bikes.
Yeah, and
But yeah,
I know
be
like
safe out
bikes
there,
are
yeah.
tough. Bikes are tough. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, even like living up here, I got a buddy who rides motorcycles, and you got a deer, a 90-pound doe walks out in front of you on your motorcycle. Yeah, it's gonna be a bad day. So I just wanted to, everyone keep my mother-in-law in her prayers. She's
Absolutely,
going
man. We will.
surgery later to see what they can do about her fingers, and just be thankful this Thanksgiving for family and stuff.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. So we'll be praying for her and you, man, and your entire family. But try to have a positive Thanksgiving. I know that's certainly going to make things hard. But
I
for
think
me,
we're gonna try to get out there and visit them for Christmas now.
yeah, good. So, all right, man. Hey, I always appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys.
Yep. I'll talk to. I probably won't be doing the call-in show tomorrow because I'll probably be over doing Thanksgiving stuff. But yeah, next time I do a show, I'd love to talk to you some more, man. So.
All right, brother.
Happy Thanksgiving, you and your family. We'll be praying for you.
You too.
All right, let's get those super chats in. Show me Madman. I see he's making a bunch of overweight jokes about me. He says, so we shouldn't take any health advice from robnoerr Beast. Correct. Well, show me Madman. If you
I don't know.
followed
That's
me.
how I got so skinny.
If you followed me for any length of time, you'd know, yes, that's one of the absolute things that I say all the time. In fact, during the whole COVID fiasco, I was sort of claiming how I thought it was erroneous for people to be giving health advice that didn't know what they were talking about. And if anyone was tuning into me for health advice, someone who is overweight, that they're making a huge fucking mistake. Now, I noticed, Show Me Madman, that you think that and then calling me Nor Beast is like some sort of good joke. I would hope that if you're going to make weight jokes or something like that you'd be able to make them that are actually funny. For example, Show Me Madman. Is that what you say to dudes before they whip out their cocks and you blow on them? Is that what your phrase is that you're normally saying, Mr. Anonymous Tough Guy? Though in fairness, probably the amount of male intercourse that you're having probably does help you maintain a svelte figure. I'm assuming that's a lot of exercise. You're probably blowing them so often that you don't have time to consume regular food. You're just subsisting off the protein that they offer you, correct? I don't know. Anyways,
His profile does ask to see Madman.
right. That's all we're saying. Like, and we know what you mean by mad, those that can make you squeal. So good for you. I'm assuming it gets harder and harder when you've ran through as many men as you have. Nonetheless, thank you so much for your participation. Next up, we have the absolute amazing, our friend. He's changed his name here to Johnny MD, but we know it's Sniper. How are you doing today, my friend? Hope everything's going well.
Hello, good sir. I am doing fantastically well indeed, if I do say so myself. Which is a complete and utter lie, but I'm just gonna play it off like that, all right?
Isn't it weird? Like, as guys, like I can't tell you how many times in life I'm having like the worst time. Like, I remember the day that my grandma passed away, and I was close to her, and I bumped into a friend I hadn't seen for years, and he's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Good, man, good." And then afterwards, I was like, "Wow, how much of what I say is just just social norms that you're just trained to say?" But that's always, you're like, "Yeah, I'm doing good,"
like,
even if you're
guys
doing
are like,
poorly, you're
"Yeah,
like,
I'm
"Doing
doing
good." Yeah.
Yep. You could have your leg blown off. Like, yeah, hey, sir, I'm doing great.
Doing great. Doing great.
Yeah, Purple Heart. Nope. That's left for the dead. I'm good.
Oh man. Well, I'm praying for you and your family, man, and I hope things are at least turning somewhat positive.
Hey, I appreciate all the prayers. She is doing, the best she can be doing in her current state, but I know she appreciates it, and so do I. It's been rough, but hey, God only gives us problems we can deal with.
Yeah.
So
Well, like I told you in person, like I'm not going to get too much into your personal story, but 95% of people would not be able, to survive what you have and be strong enough to go through it. And God knows that. And he does give battles to people that he knows can handle it. So you're a very strong man and you're a great man. And we will all be praying for you. And it's my honor to have met you. It really is.
I wish it was a little better on Sunday, but no, it was definitely great meeting everyone, especially Rob of Noor, which is you, and Avarice, freaking Daniel, and Daniel's friend that I met.
Yeah, Amicat. Yeah.
Amicat. I can't say his fucking name on here, man.
That's all right. Listen, it's so funny. It's funny too because you meet the people and they have sort of their names on here, and then you get their real name. I always go with the screen name, and the reason is because some people might not want their real name said. Like Daniel's one thing. It's like that's not really saying much. How many Daniels are there? But you might get someone with like a strange name, and then if you say it, all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, my coworker has that name.
Yeah,
he listens to this Rob guy. I'm going to tell my boss. So you like, I always try to go with the screen name. So
no, I got you. I did have a joke, by the way. I was going to start with the joke, but thank you for bringing up my.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. I appreciate it. Again, all the prayers, man. I'm a true believer in prayer, so I do appreciate all of them. But on the joking side, a joking, serious note, Mr. E can't defend himself. So, Mr. E, I have been freezing my balls off every night. Technically, not my balls; it's a jacket that I ordered. But man, I have PTSD from not having my demi jacket with the crucible symbol on it. I'm freezing. Every night I wake up and I'm like, I think I'm all comfy, and I wake up and I'm just frozen solid on the couch, and I'm like, fuck me. I'm like, where's my jacket? I'm like, oh, Mr. E forgot, he left me behind.
Man,
and then the shot glasses too, the tremblers and whatnot.
Yeah, there we are,
dude. The coffee. Oh, that's a nice picture.
There's the crew. Yeah.
I appreciate the pizza, by the way.
That pizza was delicious. Really good. That place was called like Till 5, and it's because they're open till 5 a.m. And I kind of thought like a place that has a gimmick like that probably doesn't have the best pizza because their whole marketing strategy is like, well, we're the place you call when you're drunk and everyone else is closed, right? But it was surprisingly good. I thought the pizza was very good.
It was. Yeah. A lot better than the Rhode Island pizza. This pizza sucks up here, man. And you pay top dollar for it too.
Well, there you go. So we actually have a pizza place here in town that I think is very good. That a good friend of mine from high school runs. It's called the Pizza Pub. It's very good. But yes, that pizza down there was excellent.
It was nice. It was real cheese. It wasn't greasy. The more grease, by the way, I don't know if you know or not, but the more grease on the cheese, the more fake. It's pretty much just fake. And it was real. It's real pizza, man.
Very good. So what'd you think? Did you see anything about this Fannie Willis case being dropped? Did you see anything about that?
I unfortunately have not. My politics right now have gone from 120% down to 0.
About 20. Yeah. Well, that's how I was. It was actually like a wake up call because I sort of put my phone away when we were down in Nashville, both at DebateCon and then afterwards, right, where I'm just hanging out with my family. It was just kind of like, look, I'm here with my family. It's sort of vacation. And so after about a week of not following the news, it was amazing how lost I felt. And then I realized, like, I probably spend 2 hours a day just going to various websites, looking at the news stories of the day. And so it's very weird. Our news cycle is so fast now. If you aren't doing that, like a lot of these stories, and even if you are, they'll just be stories that you'll be like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Like, I mean, it's a weird feeling.
Going back to what happened with Charlie Kirk, I mean, you saw how fast the news just rolled right through, God bless his soul, rolled right through what happened with him. And it's horrible. I mean, I hate the media, man. Like literally, you have to search. I mean, luckily I have you to go to for my media. So
there we go.
It works
Look
out
at that crew.
That fucker in the middle, I heard he's a prick.
Yeah, Avarice. Oh, no.
No.
The
guy
tall
next
guy
to him.
there? That tall gentleman?
Yeah,
I thought he was
fucker.
a nice guy.
Yeah, messed up leg and shit.
Oh, man.
man.
Yeah, it was quite the crew. But yeah, I agree. Like, you know, we covered last night Kosh Patel's interview with Catherine Herridge, and you know, I'm kind of grilling Kosh Patel because I think that the FBI is not doing near enough of what it needs to do to sort of drain the swamp. But part of his defense is you really don't want your director of FBI making the political case, right? Theoretically, what's supposed to happen is he shows evidence of corruption, etc. Then the Republicans and the media takes that and runs for it. And the media will do the exact opposite. They'll make excuses, right? Well, the fact that so many Republicans in the Senate were being spied upon, being targeted by Jack Smith, that's actually a good thing. Whereas you damn well know if Trump has that happen under his administration, and it turns out that a quarter of Democratic senators had their emails, etc., gone through by people that he appointed, they will lose their fucking minds. So yeah, the media should be hated. Despite the fact they're waning in sort of popularity, they still have an important role in that they basically set the narrative to which all of the alternative media talks about. So even me, what am I talking about this morning? A story that CNN was talking about, the Fannie Willis case breaking.
Yep.
And it's just the way it goes, you know?
Hey, you know what it reminds me of? I'm sure you remember this movie. It's a 007 with Pierce Brosnan, and it was the second one. I can't recall the name off the top of my head.
Tomorrow Never Dies?
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yep.
It was all about that freaking media.
Yeah.
And how they make the news. It's like, hey, we're going to start a war between so-and-so and so-and-so, and hey, we have all this to go off of.
Yeah.
And it sickens me, man. I mean,
they want to know what you're on your avatar here. What's your patch from?
That's the Mountain Division.
There you go.
10th Mountain, and that's the Mountain Tab. Mountain Tab. By the way, I don't care. Like, I mean, all right. So Mountain School now, apparently, it's only summer and winter warfare. Sorry, it used to be summer and winter warfare. It was two separate courses you would have to go through. Now these fuckers, they only have to not fuckers. Other soldiers, shouldn't call them fuckers, but these fuckers, they only have to take the summer course now. It's a joke.
That's
they're
crazy.
Doing us a disservice, like our freaking leaders. They're failing us.
It's
because
crazy.
You need all the training, man. Oh, I can't hear
You're
this
muted.
guy.
You're muted.
Who is this guy? Who's this sexy man?
There he is.
I keep
There
going.
he is.
In the Air Force, we have the AFPAM 10100. We don't need anything else. It goes in your cargo pocket.
Shit.
Dude,
It was amazing. By the way,
shit, man.
meeting
He's
you and
fucking awesome.
meeting you and so many veterans down there was awesome. Even Craig, who served in the Royal Navy.
I actually talked to him.
Yeah, very
He-
cool, man.
he's,
It's very cool.
I mean, I told him, I went up to him like, hey, man, I disagree with a lot you have to say politically, well, pretty much everything. Pretty much you're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. But I'm like, hey, man, thank you for your service to the Royal Navy, because I mean, whenever someone says thank you for your service, I'm like, in my mind, like, I just go off in like a brain fog of like, what the fuck?
Right.
just like, like I'm just thinking back on quote unquote service, and I'm like, yeah, But in regards to Craig, like, for me, he's an inspiration in regards to what happened to him. A completely different. Everyone's gonna have a different scenario. Everyone's gonna have a different story to tell. But with him, what happened to him, it's just he still walks, man. And
He's doing good. And like he was saying, one of the
upper body.
You
strength.
still walk, fuck.
yeah, true.
Yeah. That's to be fair, that's the most I walked in a long time, and I'm glad I got there a day early, man. Dude, those stairs at Grid's event were
Yes, it was a beautiful venue, but yeah, there were a lot of stairs. Craig also, I didn't know this until I was talking to him. Like, one of the things he does for charity is he'll like on stream do like push-ups like 2,000 in a row.
show off.
Yeah, it's quite the show off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. He's unassuming in that sense. You'd be like, you wouldn't know that to talk to him. But no, it's very interesting. And I have, especially people that have served in combat roles, I have the most amount of respect for, even if it's not from the United States military, because you can't help but like putting your life on the line for the good of your country is something that's just, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most admirable and brave things that you could do. So, no, I thank you and all the other people that were there that were veterans that saw combat. And I've also seen the other end of that. I have several friends. I have one friend that lost his life in Afghanistan, and I have several friends that were injured and have physical and psychological injuries from there, and how difficult it's been for them to get proper treatment. And to me, it's one of the most shameful things as a country if we're going to rely on people to defend our right or our way of life overseas. The least we could do is take care of them for the rest of their life. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. Sometimes what you see is people, that never saw combat, that got carpal tunnel from sitting at a desk and typing. They're able to get treatment for their issues. But my friend that, was blown up in an IED and has chronic pain now and has psychological, issues. He has difficulty just the bare minimum of getting his medical bills treated. And so it's really depressing to see how some of that's gone.
And a lot of
What's
veterans
you call real combat? I'm looking for it. I just can't seem to find Air Force's
I'm sure Avers can.
Chapter 5.
Chapter
a lot of disabled
no, that's
veterans,
how the heck up. That's a data center. That's data center.
Oh, my bad.
Real combat.
Uh-huh.
A lot of disabled veterans wouldn't ask that they don't ask for help,
right?
Especially like it's not it's not the way we were. I don't.
That's
want
exactly what my
trained,
buddy told me.
It's implemented in your head. You're able to take care of all your own problems, and I mean, in the same way, just by being a man, So
Yep.
it sucks. At the same time, you are. I mean, there are. I don't want to say our system's totally corrupt, but there is a lot of corruption. It's disgusting. It's sick.
Well, I think that as a non-military person, you tell me if this sounds about right. Like, there are programs offered through our government, etc., that the people that know how to take advantage of them get a lot of benefit from. Sometimes corruptly, right? But if you don't know, or if you are the type of mindset, and this is particularly true, like you're saying, of being in the military, that's like, I don't want to ask for help, I could do this myself, then those programs aren't going to benefit you. And what ends up happening is the rest of us were all like, sure, there's a program to help disabled vets, or sure, there's a program to help, single mothers provide food. And what happens is oftentimes many of the people that are intended for those services, for one reason or another, don't get access to them. And then people that are taking advantage do end up filling in. And I would imagine that you could see that when it comes to like food stamp programs or Section 8 housing and things like that. And we could see how people take advantage of that. The same thing would be true. That on one hand, people, it's overdoing. We're spending too much money and people are taking advantage. But on the other hand, the very people that are intended to receive those services end up falling through the cracks. Yep. And I would imagine it's the same with the military.
It is accurate what you just stated. In regards to food stamps, so I went through my own trials and tribulations, if you want to phrase it like that. I was homeless for about a year and a half, and it sucked. I was on food stamps, and I'm a firm believer that if you haven't paid in to the system, you should not be able to take out of the system. To an extent, I know there's assumptions for everything, but just for what I got, I was grateful, but it was so little what I got, man. Hey, I'm a big fan of ramen now. I know I can cook that shit. Amazing. I mean, I'm the whitest person you'll ever see in your life, probably, because I don't get out that much, but I can make ramen like crazy. It's all about the seasoning. Regardless,
I agree. That's good advice. It is about the seasoning. That's absolutely
it's all about
true.
the seasoning, man. You're a big fan of garlic powder, freaking cayenne pepper, chili flakes, whatever.
Now listen, when I did the home health care job with the adults with disabilities, ramen was a big thing with the one guy I took care of because it was one of the only foods that he was comfortable helping make. Pretty simple, right? Just water, boil, noodles in. 3 minutes, done.
Yep.
Right. And so he loved it because to him, it was about not just the taste of the noodles, but the experience that it was someone with him. He had, limited sort of fine motor skills and stuff. It was something that he was able to help make. He loved that. And he loved burgers where we would fire up the grill and he could flip the burger. To him, it didn't matter if it tasted like shit, if it was burnt or overdone or whatever. It didn't matter because damn it, he helped make it, and that made it taste all the much better. So I had an affinity for ramen. From that at work, I ate a shitload of ramen noodles because it was sort of part of the goal of the person I was working with. So I learned that as well. He liked them very bland, but I would, once I got mine in the bowl, I was all
Oh
about
yeah, that's
cayenne
when you had a field
pepper.
day. You're like,
Yes,
what can I
yes,
try
just
now? It's like,
when you're eating it 5 days a week, it's like you're gonna find ways to make it interesting. So, yeah, my son calls them square noodles. You know, that's
square
his,
noodles.
yeah.
That's actually accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So,
accurate.
but yeah, so I'm with you there, man. I learned that the hard way. It's like, yep, you got to spice it up. Seasoning's key with your ramen noodles. So,
The one thing I wanted to backtrack on real quick, I got to remember like YouTube and whatnot, but in regards to how our country doesn't take care of our own first, and by that I mean if you served your country, I'll throw an example out there. There's a lot of homeless veterans right now, especially in Rhode Island and where I'm from, and it's so frustrating to me that am I allowed to talk about what's going on with the border and what has gone on with the border?
sure, yeah.
I don't know what where the lines are.
No, you're fine.
So in regards to illegals getting better treatment, $4K a month, whatever they get a month. On top of that, they get food, housing, and you have someone who served their fucking country. Let's just say they were a patriot and they want to serve their country. They served, let's say, 18 years, and then they're just barely making it, surviving on the side of the fucking road. Meanwhile, our country's giving all our taxpayers' money away to individuals who are just looking, even if they're give them the benefit of doubt. Let's say they're just trying to escape persecution in their own country, or let's use Venezuela for example.
Yeah,
some of them younger gentlemen fleeing from Venezuela and coming to the U.S. Dude, we've had our civil war. We've had relatives who died for the rights we have today, and for them just to come over and our government to be like, here, force feed them money. It's like, oh, we need to do more for them. It's like, dude, fuck these people. And I mean that with the utmost respect. Like, not, I feel for them to a certain extent, but there's it's kind of like line in your chat, If I pop on, I'm like, hey, I expect to be the last because I'm just some random grunt. I'm just some piece of crap. So there's priority. If you had Andrew would be number one, 100%. And I totally agree with that. But for right now, the U.S., the policy, I should say right now, it has been changing. But in regards to illegals getting priority over our own fucking disabled veterans, it infuriates me, man. To like no end. It just gets me like enraged just thinking about it.
It's listen, the truth is most people in this country are sympathetic and they want to help people that are less fortunate. And this is sort of weaponized against us. And what happens is the people that you could look at that see are the best of the people that you really want to help. The problem is when you push forth policies in order to help those people, many times those people end up not getting that, and then it goes to people that was never intended. So with this case with like illegal immigration, what we end up seeing is that all of this generosity is offered to them. And the groups that we should be looking to first, particularly veterans, particularly homeless veterans or veterans with significant health issues that were caused by their service, instead of treating them and having enough money, instead what happens is we treat a bunch of people that are the opposite of that. Not people that fought for this country to make the country a better place, but people that seek to exploit the generosity of this country. And it ends up working out for them. And it's not even just true of this. It's one of the reasons that illegal immigration is such a loser for the Democrats. When you saw illegals coming up in cities like Chicago and New York, particularly in black communities, you saw a lot of the black communities flipping shit because they're like, this is horseshit. What do you mean we're giving these people like fancy hotel rooms and we're giving them like $2,000 a month? Like, that's fucking crazy. We're struggling to get by and you're sending it. And that's exactly what the point is. The point is always that there's another victimhood class, and that victimhood class is entitled to a bunch of free shit, right? And eventually it'll move on from illegals to something else. Right now it's illegals and trans. Those are the biggest victims.
Topics. Yep.
Yeah, those are the biggest victims, so they deserve everything. And meanwhile, way, way, way down at the bottom of that list are great Americans that fought for this country and were injured in war. They don't like you. They don't give a shit about you because, after all, you were fighting for an evil, oppressing country anyways. So fuck you. That's the feeling. They don't give a shit. Your issues don't matter to them. Now, as soon as you start to talk about something like, well, wait a minute, we're spending way too much money on these programs, blah, 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 then they'll use you. Oh, but you don't care about disabled veterans? The very group that they don't give a shit about in the first place. Like, sure, let's take that money we're giving to every illegal, kick everyone out in their fucking ass and give it to disabled veterans. Sounds good. No, they're not for that. It's always, well, in order to help one disabled veteran, unfortunately, that means you're going to have to send all of this tax money, which includes going to NGOs, which, by the way, hate Christians, hate conservatives, and will facilitate more illegal immigration. But if you don't want to do that, well, then your disabled veteran friends, you're saying they don't deserve help? That's the game that they play.
Yep,
constantly.
We're literally just pawns on a chessboard. And I do have 2 points real quick. I know I've been up here taking a lot of your time, Rob, and I apologize. But in regards to the bills, the way they, like, when I was voting, it had to be 8 years ago for one of these bills to pass in Rhode Island. It was meant for disabled. It was meant for veterans who are homeless. And, of course, that hits you hard, being what, if you've been through a similar situation where you just need help for the time being, recovery, whatever. And in the bill, only 14% went to the actual name of the fucking bill. Everything else was just like to Papua New Guinea or whatever. Just something so so random that had nothing to do with homeless veterans, and it pissed me off. And I voted no on it. And I had a individual at the voting place there get like, why would you do that? It's like, I'm wearing a veteran hat. Like, why would you do that? It's like, because it's fake. It is fake as fuck. Why would I vote for something that's fake as fuck? The most people, so the programs out there right now are actually other veterans helping other veterans, man. Like, for example, American Legion, Veterans of Foreign War, Disabled American Veterans. There's so many out there, and those are the ones that truly help you out. There's VSOs, Veteran Service Officers. They square you away. Out of everything I've seen, it's sad, man. It's sad, but there are certain paths you can take, and it's the guidance to get to to the top of the totem pole to actually find out where to go. But
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to bring up some more people, but Sniper, we'll be praying for you this Thanksgiving season and your family. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
I appreciate it, Rob. And I'll again, it was nice meeting you and everyone else, and best to you and your wife. And I hope to speak to you again soon.
Thank you, man. We'll talk soon.
Pray for you, Johnny.
Hey, thanks, Everest. I'll see you, brother.
We'll see you.
Hey, I got a sweet idea, but it's going to cost you because it would get me in a little bit of trouble with Rob. So for $100, Avarice has a fun idea. So if I see $100 dono, I'm going to sit back there with my little scheme. And when that dono comes through, I have a funny plan. Next.
All right. So I'm typing something real quick here. So give me one quick second. What I'll do is
we're trying entertaining.
That's it. We got to get to 50% of our goal. Let's do, I don't know. What haven't we done in a while? Well, we were talking a little about Andrew. We could do a little Olive Jar song. I haven't done that in a while. Here we go. Do you know this one, Evers? Oh, this is good. It's about Jake Rattlesnake saving Andrew from an olive jar. Pretty good.
I might have heard it once.
Let's get up to 50% of the goal. We got more callers to get to. I got to type this up right there.
Boy. Yeah, you're not going to know what the plan is unless you call him $100. And it will spoil it. Rob will know.
We are scheming. We didn't say that. That wasn't necessarily.
No. That I did have for cheaper than $100.
Stands on the top of the mountain afar, a challenge inviting, a sight so frightening. Olive jar crushes men like lightning. The crucible gasped, their hero ashamed, with tears in their eyes they began to cast blame. One tight greasy lead was all that
Lenny, $5 says make it 105. I don't want to hear Avarice's plan.
I'm not gonna sing. Obviously, I don't want to hear me sing. I would sing to make you. I would sing and make you pay to have me stop singing. I'm not that dumb.
That would be the grip.
Yeah, the grip would be to have me stop singing. Sing until they pay out. Coming from the guy with white in his name and isn't even a member, Jeff PB.
Oh. Reverse massage, $2 says in some countries this would be equivalent to 100. Now here's where Jake saves Andrew here in the song.
Tell you what, for $1,000, we'll do we'll remove the Disney whip song for a week. Everyone's on the move today.
Yeah.
We're
almost done. We're almost done with the song. I said what I had to do. So
well, say Chad is moving slow today too. Race the Robin light.
So part of what I'm doing here, you know, we have the amazing game-changing Word War coming up, World War I coming up on January 10th.
I do. I've been in talks with them as well. So
yes, the great dudes. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal show. Sam Tripoli and Andrew Wilson are the two main people involved in that. And one of the things we have lineups that we're going to be announcing here before the event, obviously. I can't speak on that right now. But something that someone like me is doing is, if I think I see potential interesting future matchups for big names debating, then I'd like to sort of let them know in real time. Because what ends up happening is sometimes things will kick off between two big creators or two big personalities that you'll see on social media and you'll forget, right? So when you see them beefing right now would be the time to proffer an invite. Hey, you two people have a serious disagreement over this political, cultural, religious, etc. topic. Would you like to come on and debate it? So, that's what I was doing. I saw.
I have a debate. I want to line up. I want to line up the it's going to be the battle of the autists. It's going to be Adam Dahl versus Miguel, and I'm just going to pick a random topic.
Oh man, good luck. This is going to be good stuff.
Now I will. Stats.
Now, it'll be good stuff. I saw my friend Yinzer was on here. Tucker versus Shapiro, maybe. That would be something that would be interesting. The problem with some of these matchups, what you have to consider is a lot of these people don't have an incentive to debate. Right? And you could be like, well, financial incentive. Yeah. But like once you're to the wealth level of like a Ben Shapiro or a Tucker Carlson, what can you really offer? Right? Like, so if sometimes people are gung-ho to debate, they'll be like, shit, yeah. And other times people are like, nah. Like, for example, a name that gets brought up a lot that I see people suggest is like Hassan. Hassan ain't debating. Hassan knows that there's pretty much no one in the world that he could debate and he won't get wrecked. And Hassan has a bunch of money. So it's not like
just ruin the image. They don't want to. They don't
they would stand to lose more ruining their image than you could offer of financial compensation. You know, so it's definitely, you know, you got to find people that are interested in debate, people that have an incentive to come to a platform and debate and things of that nature. So, you want to see me and Andrew versus Ben and Knowles. Star Wars prompt, Empire versus Rebellion.
I mean, if we're doing Star Wars prompt, I just want to see like Lucas versus Disney, like the CEO, like which one did it better?
Yeah. Andrew Wilson and Carolyn Borisenko on the far left. queer Marxism. Andrew would be decimated. There's a lot of Carolyn Borisenko fans in my audience, and she seems like quite the maniac to me. All I know is that Jake Rattlesnake put like literally 10 seconds of one of her videos, and she flipped shit on him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll give you credit," and she just kept going on and on about it, and was like, "I would never do that." And then it took me all of 10 seconds to go to her channel on X and see she was doing exactly that, putting videos up of other people. Like she had the Breitbart video up of him declaring war, didn't cite Breitbart whatsoever in that. I don't think that I don't know exactly what you think she would say about queer Marxism that would be at odds with what Andrew would say.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't know her enough.
Thankfully, Disney is not going to buy DC. That is truth.
My goodness. All right. Well, we're not going to
I took a shot. I'm sorry. I saw DC. You know me. I'm like a DC focus. We got
Tim
more
versus
callers.
Candace. I will say this. It was publicly here. 1 second. This was brought up. I have nothing to do with this. Let's see if I can find this.
This dude's using an orange lantern. No, like we don't know this already. We've already said this.
Steven Crowder posted out, and this was November 20th. He said, Word War Debate reached out with the invitation for him to debate Candace Owens. I accepted. She rejected the offer along with $30,000 appearance fee. She could have mine. That's $60,000 for an easy night out. Barring her acceptance there, I'm happy to do a straight up simulcast for free.
Wow.
So the idea of Candace apparently didn't seem gung-ho to debate Steven Crowder. So would she be gung-ho to debate Tim? Probably not. Candace apparently seems to think that there are serious attempts on her life right now from the government of France. So I don't know that there's any incentive that would be able to be offered to get her to do an in-person debate of any kind. Because she's at least claiming, and it seems, I have no reason to believe she doesn't believe, that there are literally assassins paid for by the government of France to take her life. And so I do not, you might say, that sounds batshit crazy. Maybe, but she is claiming to believe that. And so I don't know what could be offered to get Candace Owens to come debate in that world. That's, I don't know what to say. So I know people have a lot of suggestions. There's a lot of interesting matchups that I would love to see. And we're going to have this be set up so that people are going to be treated like celebrity fighters when they come in. They're going to be treated very well in their accommodations, how they're treated while they're there. The moderation is going to be completely fair. All of it's going to be on the up and up, and it's going to be basically the premier in every way experience for someone
Andrew's
to come
a really good moderator, so let's just put that out there, right?
I don't know
that's really good moderation.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that? No.
Oh no, Andrew's a good moderator.
Oh,
I don't know that will be his role.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah.
I thought so. We were under the impression he was moderating. So
we'll see what happens. Things are still up in the air, but there are a lot of people that will be connected that will be very good moderators. So right. There are people just people on the team that have moderated in the past. There's me, there's Andrew, there's Jake Rattlesnake. We have the great Ben Swan.
Are we having a little ShamWell moment here? Are you leaking a little information?
Maybe. You love my nuts. Slap chop.
Are you ready for counselor? Do we need?
Yeah. So yeah, just to give you an idea of sort of a little of what to expect. We'll see. Everything's still up on the air of what's going on. I'll leave those guys sort of announce the specifics that we've been talking about. But yeah, it's definitely, it will be very competently moderated. The problem is there are some people that don't want to debate for whatever reason in person. It could be because they fear for their life, like Candace Owens. It could be because they just don't really want to debate because they're not really interested in debating.
It could be that they don't have a mute button.
It could be that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. So all you could do is like you set up the debates, you set up the offers, and then if people say I don't want to debate, that's on them, and there's no shame in that, right? Like you could have perfectly legitimate reasons, like maybe it's I don't want to debate that person because I would literally strangle them if I saw them in person, so I don't want to be in person with them. Could be, right? It's none of my business why someone says no. But I heavily suspect, given what Candace is saying about what she fears are the future old man Rob raid. Oh my goodness! Who's that? Wally? Who's the raider? Future old man?
I don't know. I just was reading Wally.
Someone
Usually Wally's
raids,
on
but I
top
don't
of
know
me.
who it is. Yeah.
Well.
Well, someone let me know who it was. Oh, only Mr. Bill. Yes, great dude. Yeah, Mr. Bill's great.
Bill.
So yeah, that's unfortunately there's a lot of good matchups out there that just won't come to fruition. Like I think Ben Shapiro would be. I mean, I think it'd be awesome to see Ben Shapiro debate a litany of people. But I just don't know. I don't know if Ben's the type of guy that wants to go out and do in-person debates like this. Maybe, and another thing is maybe it's once we get started and people see sort of the atmosphere that we're creating, and maybe then you get someone like Candace Owens after 2 or 3 episodes will be like, yeah, actually, that looks like something I would want to be part of. So I just don't know. But yeah. It's
time
different.
to segue into more callers, Rob.
Yeah, it's more callers. So we're just going to go in line. Please don't forget
donos.
Send in donos, right? So we're trying to get to our goal of 357 today. We're 33% of the way there. That means another $118, basically 119, will be 66%. And then a third $119, we would have made it the full way. So, all right. Let's bring on the next caller, our good friend, Yenzer. What's happening today, Yenzer?
Just doing some final cleanup before heading out of the city for the next week.
Yeah.
Going back home.
Well, that's always fun. Final cleanups are, this type of year, we have to do a lot of cleaning up because we have a pretty small house, all things considered. So when you have to put the Christmas tree and stuff up, it kind of is a burden for the next month where it's sort of in the way.
Pretty gay to put up a Christmas tree.
That does, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Especially with your family. So I guess I'm supposed to be Jewish. So what am I doing putting up Christmas stuff? Nonetheless, you got to clean and reorganize just to have enough room to put the tree. But I like doing it. So,
to me, it's a family tradition, and
yeah.
I don't know a single person like all my friends. There's not a single person who would question you're putting up your tree with your family. It's just so normal. I don't know why anyone would even consider that to be questioning of your manhood.
Because he's a crazy, insane Muslim guy. I don't know. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. But no, one thing I wanted to one thing I want to talk to you. I know you have probably a lot of callers. One thing I wanted to ask you was I just finished watching earlier today the Jake debate that he had on Modern Day Debates about his Christian nationalism, secularism. What did Jake call it?
Christian authoritarianism. Christian authoritarian humanism.
Humanism, yes. So I was listening to that, and one thing that got me so annoyed, and Jake did a good job of refuting it, was the guy's like, well, science is inherently humanistic. It's not Christians. If you're doing science, you're no longer in the Christian realm. You're in the science. You're in the humanistic realm. It's why do you have a stranglehold on what science is?
Well, it's very astute you pick that up because it does two things. One, anything that we would say is a good. So if we say, that was beneficial. For example, say you did this. Say you were we're going to create a form of crop rotation that will increase yields 20%. And thereby, that's actually going to, alleviate starvation and malnourishment in the United States, right? And let's say the dude that did that's very religious, very Christian. He would say, well, that has nothing to do with Christianity. And maybe his motivation was, as a good Christian, I want to feed the hungry. It has nothing to do with Christianity. That's science. That's secular humanism, right? But at the same time, if that failed, he would be able to say, well, that wasn't real secular humanism, right? Because it didn't use the scientific method effectively. And so then what that allows him to do is to employ the sort of ultimate no true Scotsman fallacy. See, the traditional no true Scotsman fallacy would allow you to say, anytime you point the traditional mechanisms like communism, It's like, oh, okay, well, we could point to all these communist countries that have been shit, and they'll be like, nope, that's not real communism. And you're like, well, point to me the one that is real communism. And they're just like, there haven't really been those, right? Or they'll say, this little area right here where there was something that was positive. See, that's real communism, but only that, right? That's the traditional no true Scotsman. But this takes it a step further, in which you correctly point out, which is to say, imagine that then the no true Scotsman fallacy for communism goes further and says, and by the way, any benefits that you see from capitalism, we'll actually say that that was communism as well, because by definition, communism is doing good for people. So anytime something is done that is good for people, then it must have been communism. Even if you could objectively say, but no, this blatantly came from capitalism. Nope, that was just capitalism not being real capitalism, and it was actually being communism. Same here. Even if you, from a Christian perspective, get to beneficial things, well, that's just secular humanism, right? Because it ended up being good. And if it's good, then it's secular humanist. And if it's bad and it came from what we would traditionally consider like secularist, then that's not real secular humanism. So anytime you point to like societies and you say, wait a minute, here's a secular society, the Bolsheviks, look at all the negative. Nope, that's not true secular humanism. Okay, but wait a minute, here's positive things that have happened in Christian society. But that is secular humanism. You see the little trick there? So then it's impossible to attack any negativity because he'll just say, we define our system as not being able to have negativity. So any negativity you could put through secular humanism, we say that's not real secular humanism. And any positivity you could put through Christianity, we say our definition is that secular humanism is positive outcome. So therefore, any positive outcome through Christianity is in reality just more secular humanism. It's bullshit. It's abject bullshit. And I'm glad that it's very difficult to make that an offensive argument in a style debate like Andrew was having where you have limited time and you're in person. But yes, you're absolutely making the argument. It's absurd, right? That it's like sort of the two ways that you're pushing for this. Now, maybe I'm mixing up sort of Jake's debate against Planet Peterson and Andrew's debate with Richard Carrier, but you get the point. That's sort of the argument that they're making, and it's absurd as it sounds. So,
yeah. Well, I'll let you go. I finish up the cleaning, and now I go back to studying for the CPA. So I'll let you be, man. I hope you have a good.
Well, good
Thanksgiving.
luck to you, man, and have a great Thanksgiving. All right. Before we get to the next call, let's get to 50% of our goal. Let's do it. We can do it. My wife's going to get mad because I'm yelling downstairs. So I got roughly 45 minutes left with you. So far, we have 3 more callers on. However, we can take more calls. Now, I know. Yeah, see, I already had that one set. Wait until Avarice figures out he could just straight up type new banners. Then we'll be in deep shit when he finds out that that's a possibility. Right now, he's just using the ones that I've right now. Here's some good ones. This is one of my favorite. Do I still have this one? Yeah. That's one of my favorites. I'd accidentally slip up and put that one up. A reminder, you can donate at PayPal at Robert Noerr, buymeacoffee.com/RobNoerr, or Cash App at $RobNoerr. Aren't the banners fun? Look at this. Amigold. $31.02. Thank you so much. It says I haven't OCD'd in a while. Gets us straight to $150. My goodness. Only 8% of the way from our goal now. We could do it. We can do it. What was this? I saw something funny. Christian anti-establishmentarianism. Yeah. There you go. Almost to 50% of our goal, and then we'll move on to the next caller. We got the great Miggy, followed by Long Nate, followed by Zachary Gelby, and then Genome Editor, which sounds intimidating. I want my genomes edited. You muted again. There you go.
My mute. I hate when he's gonna bring the stats. Everybody, he's gonna bring the stats.
Go ahead, read the stats.
Well, Miggy's gonna bring the stats.
Oh, Miggy will bring the stats. Okay, yes, Miggy will bring the stats. One of my favorite things about Miggy is learning that he's very much interested in weather, and particular hurricanes and stuff. And I could be wrong, but I think this was the first hurricane season without a hurricane having landfall in the United States in quite some years, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, we'll get him here. We're almost to the 50% goal. We could do it. what can I do to
What do you
entice
think
people?
Miggy and Adam Dahl would be like in a room together? Just that they're the only two that would be able to talk to each other.
My guess is that Adam would say very little.
What
Because
about
Adam,
about
Miggy would talk
Miggy?
a lot. He would talk a lot. Because what you see with Adam when he's on the panels, like he's too polite. Like he lets people, like anytime someone interjects, he'll let them talk. And what ends up happening then, he never gets a say because everyone's talking over him. Right?
So you think Miggy's just gonna just steamroll the whole conversation?
Well, it's not steamroll necessarily, but Miggy will have a lot to say, and Adam will just be like, yeah. That's
You
what I
don't think
it
that
would go
they'd
like.
be equally as engaged?
No. Nope. That's my feeling.
Interesting.
Miggy seems more like me, where he would like. Do you think that Adam talks as much as me when I'm talking to Adam? No, not near
No.
as much. Right. That's how I think it would go with Miggy as well. Adam's a very cool guy though. Very cool. Let me check my Discord messages. I got a Discord message here. Oh, nothing too important. Carolyn's tweeting about me? Really?
Here, you find that. I'll entertain Miggy. Miggy!
What's
He's muted. He doesn't even know he's up right now.
I get it. So this is a person that was like, Carolyn would do really good at debating Andrew. She would, and I was like, I don't know, she seemed weird with the Jake Rattlesnake stuff. And then this person is either Carolyn or ran to talk to Carolyn and say, check this out. And then she clipped. So here's what she has to say. She says, LOL, what an idiot. I don't even know what Carolyn would say about queer Marxism that's different than Andrew Wilson. She just steals other
I'm
people's
on there.
videos. Why are all of these men so horrible at basic research? Yeah, there you are, Avarice. You made it too.
I'm Avarice.
And then she says, I keep hearing that Andrew Wilson's friend Jake Rattlesnake and some Rob guy are complaining about me or something. And honestly, I barely know who they are and really don't care. Don't they have better things to do? So to this person, to this Trenda, what happens is Trenda comes on and asks about Carolyn Borisenko. Right, that's what happens, and then I just I'm like, I don't know. She seems weird. People have talked about her a lot on my channel. I don't know much about her. But she seemed to be weird with the Jake Rattlesnake, like accusing him of whatever. Then this person who started the drama goes to her and then says the mere fact that I responded to what this person said, now she's able to say, why is Rob talking about me? So go fuck yourself, this person, for intentionally causing drama. Go fuck yourself.
I love
Carolyn,
when you
if
do
you're
that. That's
listening
my
to me, I
favorite
know
hammer.
I know very little about you. Right? I don't know much about you. When someone comes on and asks a question about you and I respond with my honest opinion, that's not me really talking about you. I don't know much about you. I understand this person intentionally wanted to cause drama. They can go fuck themselves. But yeah, that's about the gist of it. I don't really know much about you other than what I saw with the Jake Rattlesnake exchange, which I don't think Jake thought was a big deal, and I didn't really think it was a big deal. It was just some red flags. I'm like, I don't know. So there we go. Someone intentionally coming in and causing drama, trying to cause drama between the Crucible and now another person that's going to piggyback off of Andrew's name to try to get attention, and done by someone in my chat that helped contribute to that. So that person could fuck right off. That's intentionally trying to cause this drama. That's how I feel about it.
Well, on
yeah.
the plus side, good riddance and goodbye.
Yeah. So all right.
We have Miggy's phone crashed on that go ahead. I don't know if you saw that. So there he is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, my phone crashed for some reason. Like, even with these new phones, they always suck. Sometimes something always goes bad. Anyways, the last time we didn't have a hurricane landfall in the United States was 2015. So that was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying this day really yesterday in history, we had for military wise, we had the first nuclear powered aircraft carrier ever commissioned. That was the USS Enterprise. And they got a new Enterprise under construction while they just decommissioned the other one, the old one back in like the early 2000s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm not sure.
I was saying like, well, I guess there was an ADL posted some new stuff. I guess adding new words that's gonna be anti-Semitism. So now they're saying the USS Liberty that people that Greg was always spamming in the chat is now considered anti-Semitic and will probably get you banned.
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah, like we're facing an economic crisis. We just had some new stats coming out. Like they said, we lost over 141,000 jobs for the month of October. They were losing 13,000 a week right now.
The secret plot has been unveiled.
Yes.
We have a secret plot. It's the panelverse of Rob people. Everybody up at once.
Zach,
my
thanks so
gosh.
much. $100 says, "Here you are for the grift and the secret plot." Thank you so much. What a legend. Thank you so much.
The Norverse.
The
Not
Norverse.
the Norverse.
The Norverse is
It's the
enacted.
Norverse.
It's
I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse.
oh shit! Not the panelverse. Oh no! Not the fucking panelverse. Beware the panelverse. He doesn't run afoul of the panelverse. Who could know the great Sarah Tomato? The power she wields, the power of the panelverse.
I'm sorry, I might have lost my job for that, for the $100 though, but I'm just saying I've been waiting to do that one for a while.
It's very good. Very good. It brings everyone up to hear the secret plot. Oh, man. Yes, it's very good, Avarice. And Zach triggered it. He triggered the secret plot there. Now,
It's
just to let you all know.
Zionist plan.
Yes.
Zionist plan.
Listen, you're joking, but that's about to be clipped, and it's going to be, you're going to see all of a sudden people on X, they're going to be talking, I heard Andrew Wilson's friends, some guy named Zachary G, talk about the Zionist plan. Oh, there you go. So, it's great. I do think it's interesting now that I'm at least getting somewhat attention enough that people could come in and, like, use me as an excuse.
Who is that person? I don't even know who that woman is.
I know. So here's
apparently
what
she's a libertarian from New Hampshire, and I think Vermont or New Hampshire, and she does her own content. She was, of course, she called herself a Marxist. Then she moved over to the right, but now she's like, in the middle, like politically
So she
homeless.
lives in New Hampshire? I know a shit ton of people in New Hampshire that are libertarians. I've never met her.
Her big
I
thing.
know the executive director of the Free State Project.
Her big
He's a
thing
good friend of
is she. I think this is all I know. That I'd never heard of this person. Then it was brought up to me that she is the expert, the singular expert on Antifa, right? And that she's embedded and she knows all about them. And
But
all
why
these
is
other
she in
people.
New Hampshire.
All these other people are stealing her work. So
Yeah.
someone like Andy No,
This makes no sense.
Andy No steals her work and this, that, and the other. I don't know anything about this. Maybe she's excellent. I know this. The moment that someone was like, you should talk to this person, I wrote the name down. I was like, yeah, I'll reach out to him. Then I had a bunch of people reach out to me and say, huge fucking mistake. This person is crazy. They'll basically all but stalk you. If you try to question anything they say, it's just going to be all out war. They'll focus on you the entire time. Not worth the drama. This was someone I trusted. I'm not saying that person was right. I was like, okay, maybe not the person for me to talk to then. Maybe not. And ever since then, every once in a while, I get people that'll come in and be like, you don't know shit, Carolyn Borisenko. How could you say this about her? And I'm like, I just really don't know much about her. Then I saw an interaction she had with Jake Rattlesnake on X. And this interaction was Jake just in the context of one of his videos. She clipped out a little second where he literally took like 10 seconds of apparently some video that was hers. And she went all in on about like basically what a piece of shit he was. He responds and it's like, you could have DM'd me. I talk positively about you. I don't understand where this is at, girl. I'll happily give your 10 seconds here. Hey, check out Carolyn Borisenko, no problem. She doubles down. I would never do this, blah, blah, blah. I quickly look. I see that she's done the exact same with the video of Andrew Breitbart. So I was like, how about this? Did you give Andrew Breitbart credit for this? And that was the last I heard of her. Now you get irrelevant people that just want to stir up drama, who's probably a fan of hers comes on and says, what do you think of Carolyn Borisenko? I merely say, I don't know, I saw this negative interaction. As far as her beating Andrew Wilson in a queer Marxist debate, I don't know. I don't even know where her difference will be. I just know that I saw this interaction she had with Jake Rattlesnake, and it seemed pretty crazy. Now, that person then runs over to Carolyn and goes, look, this guy talked about you. I brought your name up on his show, and he commented about you. Now, she goes out and says, oh, Andrew Wilson's friends, Rob Noerr and Jake Rattlesnake, talking shit on me, because she's going to try to stir up drama to hopefully, like, sort of clout chase off of Andrew, and now she could clout chase off of him because I brought up her name, because I do a call-in show, and someone on my channel mentioned her, and I gave the most benign story whatsoever about her. That's it. That's what's going on. So,
Now, question for you, Rob. Do you think that random person might actually be her, so she could start it?
It could be, but I don't know. I just checked the X account, and it seems like it's a person. So here's the same name that was on the chat here. Trendalyn Halsley has a picture, so it seems to me like probably someone that's different. Probably just a fan. It seems like a fan that's reposting her a lot.
The queer book.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, but like sometimes people could have good work, and it's just that there's such an intense personality and bring enough drama that it's like not worth dealing with that person. That's the vibe I got. I just don't know, nor do I give a shit. And the idea that it's like I'm somehow like, I'm not doing my research if I don't look into this woman. Why am I entitled to look into this woman? I don't give a shit. She might be the greatest person in the world that's the best debater ever. I just, based on what people told me behind the scenes, hey, she's a little bit crazy. There's going to be a lot of drama if you get involved with her. Then seeing what she did to Jake, and then seeing that she's reposting this today, tends to leave me to believe that the original person that told me there would be a lot of drama was absolutely correct. That's exactly the direction this would have went in. So, probably good to not interact with her as much as possible. Maybe she's doing fantastic work. If so, thank you so much for your fantastic work. I have nothing to say about it. I don't really know. The only other thing I saw was she was basically going heavy after Andy No. That basically he's like, I don't know if it was he sold out or he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's covering Antifa all wrong, and she's the only one that's covering it correctly, apparently. So, I don't know.
Well, to be honest, when it comes to Antifa, I think no one can pretty much unravel and expose them as good as Data Republican, finding who financed them and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Carolyn, she just likes to play in this drama too. She did play into a lot of the drama that happened in 2023 with Steven Crowder and the Daily Wire. That's really what shut me off. Like, that's between the Steven Crowder and the Daily Wire. She played into the whole the fallout that was happening around him. The conservatives was trying to drag his ass in the mud, especially the Daily Wire.
We got to get Miggy a headset. That's it. When you talk.
There we go. I think this one might be Long Haul Nate. Might be the one lagging out here.
Oh, baby.
Lagging out. Is it me? Dang it.
It might be you. It's the Nate.
All right, I'll mute up for a moment.
So, Rob, how does it feel to have your first Norverse? It's the first panel here of Norversians. And I thought it was appropriate because why not other than your regulars, Miggy, Nate, and Zach Gelpy, everybody. Zach fucking Gelpy, everybody. So I thought this would be funny. And now we have some now that we got you, we want to understand why we don't mess with the Norvers. So we're gonna sit here and talk about a few things about Rob and try to put you on the spot.
No.
So let's put you on the spot, Rob. So Rob, during your first debate in college, what was the most embarrassing thing that happened? Go.
My first debate, or early in debate? Like
early in debate, yeah. Go. Most embarrassing.
Well, this seemed embarrassing at the time, but I stand behind it. When I was a novice, I called an opponent a liar at one point, and I basically got 0 speaker points, which is unheard of. And the judge flipped the fuck out on me. Now, the reason I called him a liar was, you read evidence, like picture you're looking at an article. right? And so what'll happen is instead of reading the whole article, you'll say something like, let's assume our friend Zach there wrote an article. Let's say he writes for something called the American Project. So Zach says like, the United States should cut the corporate tax rate 5%. This is Zach Gilpy, 2025 from the American Project. Then I would read that. And of course, you read as fast as humanly possible. You're trying to do this because it's policy debate. You're trying to get as much time as possible. But then what you figure out is you don't have to read every word. All you have to do is highlight and underline the portions that you think makes your argument. So then maybe you underline 1/3 of the 3 paragraphs that you're about to read. And then maybe you go through later to shave a little more time. And from the parts that you've underlined, you take a highlighter and you highlight, right? You highlight some of that underlined portion. So it ends up then, you're actually only reading maybe 1/5 of this whole article. Or the not even the article. Probably you're reading about 1/12 of it because you're only taking a quarter of the paragraphs in the article. Then you're only underlining like a portion of those. Then you're highlighting on top of that a portion more. And what you're hoping is you'll read this as fast as possible. And then the judge at the end of the round will look and say, well, here's Zach's entire argument. That somehow now comes across, even though I didn't say all the words that Zach said. What this team did was they took out the word not. Right? So imagine a sentence that said something to the effect like, I can't remember the specific, but it would say something like this. Trump is going to try to get a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. He's not going to do that between Israel and Palestine. Imagine what happens if you just say, take out the word not. And so now it says Trump's going to try to get a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia, and he is going to try to get a peace deal between Israel and Palestine. But literally the article is saying the exact opposite of that because they just took out the word not. And that's what this team did. So in cross-ex, I'm like, no, this actually says the opposite of what you're trying to say. You've misread this because see, it says not. It says he's not going to do this. And you just took out the word not. It wasn't Trump back then, it was Bush. But it's like, you took out the word not. So this actually is making my case for me. And they're like, no, it doesn't say that. And this is like my 3rd debate tournament ever, maybe 4th. And I was like, can the judge read this? And she's like, I'm not going to read it right now. And I was like, I don't know what to say. They're lying. It literally says the word not. And the judge flipped shit on me. You can't call someone a liar. You blah, blah, blah. And I got I don't think you could officially get 0 speaker points. I think she was forced to give me 1. And then what happened was my partner, who was the only time I had this partner, she was one of the worst debaters ever. She debated for our school. She got special eligibility to continue to be debating at the lowest level because in her entire time debating, she probably went to something like 13 debate tournaments. And each tournament has on average 6 rounds. She's maybe won 3 rounds in the entire 16 debate tournaments she went. And so my partner starts giving me shit afterwards. And this was an important round. If we would have won, we'd have made it to the elimination rounds. And I basically was just like, go fuck yourself. Shut the fuck up. You suck. Fuck you. Get out of my fucking face. You're dead weight. I just started this activity. You've been doing it for years and you're fucking terrible. And so it was embarrassing at the time until I started to talk to my coach and, I explained what was going on. And he's like, yeah, you're right. This was bullshit. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing to just get chewed out as a new debater by what would seem to have been at that point an experienced judge, but it turns out she wasn't that experienced and I was right. So that was pretty embarrassing, I guess.
It's an interesting story, Rob. But you see, we might have heard that story that Rob might have told you, but we do know how Rob won his first one. Now, we as Robnoerians here on this panel, the Nor panelists, right, or the Norversians, right, we actually came across that you were spreading dirty propaganda, all right, to the people out there. Now, if you can see here, as we saw that you were spreading propaganda from Debate Club, and that's how you won, by showing off your amazingly handsome body.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
you're right.
Avarice, we weren't supposed to talk
versus
about
Fabian.
I'm just saying that we know
we weren't
some dirty propaganda out there.
We're going against the first 3 rules, Avarice. What are you doing?
No one is supposed to know that he wears a suit during the streams.
Oh, well, my bad. It's out there. That's why you don't mess with the Norverse.
Yeah,
right?
I guess. The Fight Club. Me and Fabian Liberty Head. Yeah, it's good shit. I didn't do my wife says, don't do Scott that way, Fabian. Fabian put that thumbnail up himself. It's not me. Don't blame me for that. But yeah, his name was Robert Paulson. That's right. If anything, that image should have been. I think I would be more of a bitch tit Bob than Fabian, if really pressed, But yeah, it was. I don't know. I had other embarrassing moments, but that was probably up there. One that didn't happen when you're debating if you ever watch like an actual policy debate tournament, it's like watching professional poker. Do you ever notice like they'll do all these chip tricks? Like they'll have chips and they're rolling the chips in their fingers and shit like that. The poker chips, like debaters, they'll do like pen tricks. Like I can't do it, but they'll be like flipping pens and stuff while they talk. And you're talking so fast, what you'll see is people have these nervous tics, so they'll do things like this back and forth because you're not really thinking about what you're saying to try to keep it to the possible. So you have all these tics. Some people do things like they'll tap their fingers on the table. Other people rock back and forth. Other people do things like this. They'll tap their fingers on their head. All these sort of nervous tics that you have. So you don't really know what you're doing when you're talking that fast. I didn't think I did anything crazy like that. So my roommate, who wasn't my debate partner, had a round off one time. And oftentimes what we would do is you sit in on a round if you have off and give feedback to like the people in your school. And so he came and watched and I won this round. And I asked him afterwards, I was like, what'd you think? And he says to me like, well, you sounded good, but you do that weird thing with your hands. And I'm like, what? He's like, you just keep playing with yourself. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're fondling your dick the whole time you're speaking. And I was like, no. He's like, yeah, man, it's the weirdest fucking thing. No one's ever told you that. I was mortified. And like, this was the last round of the day. So like the next day, like I'm going to bed all night. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been debating for like 2 years. And unbeknownst to me, like every time I'm speaking, I'm doing this. So then I'm all freaked out the following day, the next morning, like keeping my hands like on the podium like this, like a fucking weird statue. And so then afterwards, I told my roommate, I was like, hey, man, like fucking now I'm keeping my hands up in the podium. So next time you see me, he's like, dude, you took that serious. I was just fucking with you, do that. But for a solid 12 hours, I was mortified. I'm like, oh, shit, I did what? But yes, it turns out I never did that. So that would have been embarrassing. I also saw a guy one time I was coaching. So it was after I was done debating. He was on our team. He was wearing khakis. And in the middle of a round I was watching, you get in between each speech, you get prep time. Each team gets 10 minutes, right? He gets up to use the restroom and he comes back and now it's his turn to speak. And apparently the urinal he's at had a significant amount of splashback. So you could just see like this horrible piss stain, like right in the front of his khakis. And he didn't notice it. And it was unmistakable. This wasn't like, oh, I spilled a glass of water. It's like, oh, geez. So afterwards I had to go up and be like, do you need to fucking change your pants? Did you even get any urine in the fucking toilet? Like, what's going on here? You got this horrible piss stain. So that was embarrassing. So there were moments, but yes, the Fight Club thing, not one of them.
This is a perfect opportunity to get those super chats in. We got the Norverse open for super chats. This is the first time and probably last time we'll have a panel this large again.
Also, to the person, let me just say, let's do a little sleuthing here. To the person that asked me if that's really, if the person in here causing drama, here is what they published. So,
I'm on there. Look at how.
Not only you on there, but if you see, you can see this is a person filming, with their phone.
Oh yeah,
the camera. You see, so I really don't think.
Oh, you can see them.
Yeah,
you can see them in the picture.
So they're just
it better.
See. Yeah. Andrew Wilson and Carolyn. So yes, I'm pretty sure that's not the same person. That's not Carolyn. So, but Carolyn, if you're listening, no, I wasn't sitting here talking trash to you because Carolyn's comment is, "Don't these guys have anything better to do than whine about a woman covering the far left?" Yes, I have far better to do. Literally, just someone asked, one of your supporters tried to cause drama and ask about you in the chat. I hope that you're doing great work against the left and more power to you. I was just told by people I trust that it would be a lot of drama. Maybe that person's wrong and you're absolutely right and you're a great person. I don't know. So
that person doxed herself. You can see her in the. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, in fairness, she actually she has her image like in her X account. So I don't know that she's trying to hide herself necessarily. But yes, that was definitely a legitimate not an alt. That was someone that was actually filming with their phone. That
This is like back in 1990 when you're watching TV and you're a kid with your old. I got my new shows. I can watch this forever.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been there. I had to talk to like some people to tell me how to like screen capture because my screen capture is like, okay, let's get that in frame and take a picture with my phone. Someone's like, yeah, man, you could just hit print screen. I was like, oh, that's fun. That's amazing. Like,
What's this thing? Windows key Shift S? What?
Yes, amazing, dude. I thought that I just, you know how much time I saved in my life figuring out that you could go to a transcript of a YouTube video and then hit Control F and search for a term. Like, oh my goodness, it saved me hours of my life, like scrolling through videos trying to find exactly like, you know, like for example, Letitia James. So I'm trying to look for the word Letitia. I'd go through a 7-hour video like at 2 times speed trying to hear the word Letitia, and someone's like, you know, you could just hit Control F on the transcript. I was like, no shit, that's amazing. So yes, that's my technical skills. John Smith, $2 says, big panel for Big K, Knob, Heartthrob Rob. Wow. My friend in high school used to call me Knob. And that was because my weird thumb. You know?
Your stump of a thumb?
Yeah, I do have a weird thumb.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Courtney, I feel sad for Courtney right now. Has to watch.
Now listen, I feel bad for both Miggy, Nate, and Zach, or all three of them, because they probably had things to say and they all got brought up at the same time. And now they're like, oh.
This was well, listen, it was paid for. It was paid for by the audience.
That's true. They'll deal with it today. Nate doesn't care. Tell him. Everyone be quiet because Nate's got feedback. So go ahead, Nate. Tell him.
I don't care. I was just going to talk to everybody about having a safe drive.
That's coming from a professional driver. Yeah, I mean, I would assume as a professional driver, you probably see a ton more traffic, particularly like on the interstates and stuff today and days like today, I would assume so.
And I gave Miggy time to get out his USS Enterprise
it's ridiculous.
before the panel happened.
Where are you hauling, Nate?
I have no idea. I didn't see them loaded. I backed in. They opened the doors, and they told me to go. So
I like it.
Where are you heading? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, up into Hutchins. No, from Dallas area up into Hopkins, Minnesota.
So Somalians. He's got Somalians in the back.
He's got Somalians.
All right, Vin Diesel, you know where to
I
hit.
hope they like. Right. I do hope they really enjoy the 35-degree continuous reefer on.
Look at this.
So,
okay.
No,
go ahead.
Okay. Just a couple of suggestions for everybody. Do not at highway speeds. Do not hang out around the trucks. Do not. Wind gusts from one side will pull you in underneath from the other side. If a tire blows out, you do not want to be right next to it because it will turn over an SUV if one of the trailer tires blows. You do not want to cut a truck off, especially if there's wet or snow on the road. You want to give them at least 300 feet. Yeah, that's it. Just get around them, get away from them, stay away from the trucks as much as you can.
And what are the best practices to ensure truck drivers are more scared on the road of you? Like, how close do you have to drive to them?
Yeah. But most drivers are not going to be afraid of you because you could T-bone, you could get sideways right in front of us. We would roll over you and we'd feel it, but my coffee maker's not going to fall off the shelf.
What if I was in like a Humvee or some kind of MCAT vehicle?
Well, something like an MCAT or an MRAP. I mean, something like that. that would hurt me a little bit.
So get an M
Um,
wrap. All right,
so get
and
an
then
M-wrap.
cut you off. At what speed would be more scary for you on that cutoff?
Scary on that cutoff. And it makes no difference because anything above 25 miles an hour, it doesn't even matter if it's a fully armored MRAP. It's going to end up looking like a Tootsie Roll.
I've seen this happen with my father-in-law that does oversized loads. You would be amazed. People that'll like try to pass them, like they'll go around the escort car. And it's nuts. Well, hey, I'm gonna give Nate. We'll give you the last word here. There's a lot of feedback coming through. So, but we'll give you the last word.
Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Rolling through Oklahoma City. Have fun. Be safe. Please do not drink and drive. It's not just your life. It's the life of the 10 cars around you. All right? Be good. Get the donos in. Hit the like. Don't be a ninja.
Thank you as always, Nate. Prayers out to you. Stay safe on the road to you as well. Maggie, go ahead. We'll give you a last word here.
The funny thing is, crazy thing is, we had when I told you I was at the appointment in Omaha. Well, before we was going there, we had I guess it was 2 semi trucks and 2 SUVs got into a bad crash on Interstate 80 between 42nd Street and the 480 junction, which blocked pretty much the entire highway. It was windy too. I had trouble driving.
That's crazy. You wouldn't believe like the chances that people take, particularly when it's like inclement weather, windy, etc. It's crazy. Maggie, you have a fantastic Thanksgiving, man. I can't wait to talk to you. Probably won't do a call in tomorrow, but yeah, you have a good one, man. It's always great hearing from you.
No problem. You have all of you have a good day too.
All right, we'll see you, man. Maggie's great. We got to get him a headset because we always have the feedback that's like coming through.
Well, Christmas is around the corner.
Yes, that's right. We'll get it set to him. I don't know if he's using he's probably using his phone, so you need a headset that could go through Bluetooth, but we're gonna get one. We're gonna get one out to him. Zach, what's up with you today, man? How's it going?
It's going all right. Yeah. My folks, they have a few rental properties around the state, but also out of state. And the one of the properties in Tennessee is has some issues, so they had to have an emergency.
A Jew that owns property
go down there, so
not unheard of.
I'm gonna take care of my grandfather, and just the two of us gonna celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow. So I'm gonna be the cook. So it's gonna be very interesting how that turns out.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Just make mothball soup. Everybody would be happy. You know that.
What's that?
Just make mothball soup. Everyone would be happy. You know that.
Yeah. Well, I can't make matzo ball soup, dude. I don't even know how to do that. That's woman's work. That's not my work. Anyway. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. My mom, she prepped everything. I just have to not burn it. So it'll be good. Now I have a question for you, Rob. Speaking of the Candace thing, not wanting to show up to World War debate. The timing on it is kind of interesting. Now, I don't doubt she gets death threats. I have no doubt about it. I mean, a person, out in the public eye like her, it's probably not only a daily thing, but an hourly occurrence for her. But I would say the same thing about Crowder, too. It just seems very interesting. Crowder, did a pretty good expose on some of the BS that she was spouting and openly challenged her. And then all of a sudden she puts this out right after the challenge. Do you think that might have something to play with that where,
I don't know. I'm going to try to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that I'll just put it this way. I would assume that her story breaking would have came regardless or not if Crowder would have challenged her. So I don't know that she's making these claims about the French president and his wife putting out hits on her. I would think that from her perspective, seeing as how there was a potential legal case coming from the, Macron and his wife, she would probably say it has more to do with that. I don't know. I don't know what her motivations are, and nor do I want to speak about it. If it was up to me, I'm being very tight-lipped about who offers go out to. This one just happened to be Steven Crowder made it public that there was an offer between the two of them to debate. That is true. That I'm aware that Word War reached out because they had some beef to see that if they wanted to come on and debate certain topics related to the issues that they'd been talking about. She declined. I'm not saying she declined because she's a coward. I'm not saying she declined because she fears for her life. I'm not saying she declined because she dislikes us. I have no clue. It could be something as simple as like, I'm not taking any offers to do any in-person events right now just because I feel like it. And that's totally reasonable. So I don't know.
I don't. That's an unfair question to you. I apologize putting you in that position.
No. It's fine. I just have no clue.
Yeah.
On a side note, do you want to see how this works? Right. So now we come full circle with the sort of woman that came into my show and intentionally stirring up drama
to hearing where all that typing was going.
No. Antifa, neo-Nazis, narcissist, and Andrew Wilson's dumb friends. There I am.
No way.
Number 493. So there you have it. Mission accomplished for the person that intentionally called in to start drama.
I wonder if they're going to have me in their clips too, considering one of your friends is a Jew.
I don't know. Who the
Maybe
fuck
they'll
knows?
put a Zionist in there too.
Who the fuck knows what's going on? But do you see how this works? So now the argument is because someone called in and said, why don't you talk to this person would crush you in a debate or would crush Andrew Wilson. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know much about her. That then turns into Carolyn getting that clip and saying, why is Andrew Wilson's friends talking about me? Couldn't they be fighting the left? Which I'm like, no, I just responded to what someone said. Now I'm going to do a show on you tonight. Just that quick. So Carolyn, I know that you're listening or your people are listening. If you'd like to call in, you could call in right now. But you're not going to. I know you're not going to because we know the caliber of sort of what you would offer. We get it. We get that you're trying to do this for some sort of bullshit drama reason, right? That's the idea. What the fuck does Andrew have shit all to do anything about this anyways? That the person asked a question, she would crush Andrew Wilson in a debate. If that's not giving up the game, I don't know what is, right? Andrew didn't say shit about you that I'm aware of, right? Someone came in and said that you would crush Andrew Wilson in a debate in queer Marxism. I said, I don't know where the differentiation would be on your stance in that, but I did see that people said that you were dramatic, and it seemed to be that case with Jake Rattlesnake. Oh, now they can't keep my name out of their mouth. There you go. There's the self-fulfilling prophecy. So,
is there going to be an alternate for Crowder, or is he just not going to?
I have no clue. It is not. It is Steven Crowder confirmed to debate Candace Owens. That does not mean that Steven Crowder confirmed to debate. So
Fair.
if I don't know now, is it possible that there could be someone that Crowder also wants to debate that would accept? That's possible, but I have no clue. The booking end of things isn't really what I'm doing. I throw suggestions out. So
Jeremy Boring would be great to talk about.
Who?
Jeremy Boring.
Well, there's all kinds.
Talk about what was going on a couple years ago.
Like just some names that I think that would be interesting. Like, yeah, you're not going to get Ben Shapiro, but I think Matt Walsh might be open to doing some debates, and he has a lot of opinions that are going to be very similar to Shapiro. He works for the same company. So anyone who has beef with Shapiro, it might be interesting to see Matt Walsh debate them. There's a lot of interesting people. Owen Schroyer, yeah, that'd be an interesting person. There's tons of sort of ideas that are being kicked around. There's debates from the past that I think have aged particularly well that I would like to see happen again. But we're trying to focus on bigger name people, right? And I'm not saying this to insult myself, but the ideal card isn't Rob Noerr versus someone, because I'm smaller than the creators that we're reaching for, that we would like to see. So we're talking about people that are actual politicians. We're talking about, Crowder's a big name, Candace Stone. Regardless of what you think of the people, these are people with bigger audiences.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the attempt. So we're trying to find interesting matchups for people with bigger audience that hopefully will have like things to actual talk about that would be interesting for people to hear.
Oh,
So,
I just light bulbed one. Can we get like a leftist, like a really popular leftist with Tom Cruise on ADHD? That would be really cool.
yeah, I don't know that Tom Cruise may be out of our window of ability to get. Real quick, a couple.
What's his position on ADHD? I've never heard.
Oh, it's fantastic. You should go watch some of Tom Cruise videos on child development. It's fantastic.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, well, interesting.
So, real quick, couple of super chats. Kingdom, the King Adam says $5. Thanks, Rob, for always having Avarice on to ensure that he's not out causing a ruckus in society. That's the plan. The security down at DebateCon have instructed me to keep him distracted as much as possible. So, Devil's Raspberry, $2 says, is it inappropriate to pass the semi on the right? Yes, I would say that almost always, bearing it's the blind spots that semis could have are pretty significant, and I know that passing on the right, sometimes it could take them by surprise, so you're really putting yourself at risk. Now, sometimes it may be impossible to not do that, but I would say you should probably try to avoid that, though I'm not a trucker, so I know that was a question for Nate, and apologies we didn't get to that. John Smith, $5 says, for the Miggy headset fund. And our friend Nate, $10 says, contributing to Miggy's headset. Maybe Nate's still listening, and he will tell you exactly if it's inappropriate to pass semi on the right. I would say yes, though. That's probably yes. So I'm sure that I'll be having a bunch of people now reaching out to me asking why I was calling out Carolyn Borisenko or whatever her name is. So that's always fun to have that. But what can you do? You do a call-in show and you talk to people. John Smith, $2 says, tell Long Haul Nate to get out of the passing lane. Ooh, shots fired.
Zach, next time you call in December, I expect to see a mensch on the bench up there on that fucking armoire. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
See, we never messed with the elf on the shelf growing up. I didn't even know this was a thing until like I started to run into people that do this, and I'm like, oh,
my girl does it for her daughter. So
I just we haven't done that with our man. We didn't do. I feel like I'd be too lazy. It would be in the same place. Then my kid would be like, "Why isn't he eating? Is he all right? He hasn't moved." And I'd be like, yeah. We don't do that. We have enough Christmas tree. Good enough. Christmas lights. He likes those inflatable decorations. He likes dinosaurs, so our yard's always filled with inflatable Christmas dinosaurs.
Oh, I just thought it was because Blasterbots just keep sending you a bunch
That's
of
true.
dinosaur
He's
stuff.
just literally sending me inflatable dinosaurs for all seasons. We got some inflatable dinosaurs dressed up like turkeys for Thanksgiving. You know, it was
and a dinosaur, T-Rex, with a little basket.
Yes. So, all right. Well, Zach, I'll give you the final word here. I'm gonna.
I just want to, say to everyone, have a good Thanksgiving, and you be safe out there if you're traveling. And thank you for your time, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks so much, Zach. Have a great Thanksgiving. Really appreciate it. Avarice, what's your plans? You getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow?
Oh yeah, got Thanksgiving tomorrow with the family. We have a show tonight, do we not?
Yes. I'll be back.
Tonight,
Look at this, Nate. $5 says, do not pass the semi on the right-hand side unless they are taking a left-hand exit, period. And I was actively passing. Yes, it is a very bad idea. What I was saying to Nate was, with the oversized loads, it's amazing how many times people will go beyond the escort car and they'll try to pass the oversized load. If you see that escort car get into the passing lane, on an interstate, that's because they know that there's a tight road coming up. They'll get over and leave you past the house or whatever the oversized load is. If you see them get in the passing lane, that's because they know more than you because they understand the route. You're not going to be able to get around this, house or whatever.
They're the ones that are also communicating with everyone else on the road.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane because I've seen this where people try to pass and then they end up slamming into it'll be a bridge or something coming up, and all of a sudden they're slamming into the side of the bridge or they're slamming into the house. So yeah, it's not worth it to try to save 30 seconds on your trip. They'll slide over when there's an appropriate time for you to pass. Ron Quay, $2 says, elbow on the shelf almost as gay as putting up Christmas lights. That's good. And John Smith, $5 says, "Are you going to the debate con in February or whatever for Grid's event? Easy for me if it's in San Antonio, but not worth it for you if y'all aren't there." I didn't know anything about this. I heard Grid say that he was going to try to do an event in April, maybe, and that's too far out for me to know exactly what.
Yeah, but nobody's actually reached out to me about DebateCon or Grids.
I know it's. I thought he said it was going to be in the same event or the same venue. I would love to go. It's just a matter of I don't know that I'll have the time. That'll be right in the height of Word War. It is on an off month of Word War, but I'm probably going to be in Atlantic City a lot of weekends, getting things together, even weekends that debate's not occurring. So it'll be difficult for me to find time to also then boogie on down to
like what with Chair to do the back end here while you're gone.
Maybe I'll just call. I'll just have Chair run the show.
Courtney, please keep in touch. He's gonna leave me.
Yes, that's Chair's cool though. Now look, we're only 19% of the way to our goal. That's exactly what we got. $70.
I mean, and what's your hard out today? Is it like a half hour, right? You're about 30 minutes out, or are we behind schedule?
No, we were gonna end here soon. Normally I'm done at 2:30, but I don't really have a hard out because my son's home from school. So I was just gonna end so I could actually do some stuff with my family here soon. No hard out because I am gonna be on 2 hours early tonight with Mirren Chuck. We're gonna be talking about Christian nationalism. So but I can stick on a couple more minutes. I don't mind. Also, I'll be very excited to see what's said about me being Andrew Wilson's stupid friend tonight.
I don't think there is a value. That's a high value there.
What's that?
To leave. What is the dono goal to leave Avarice at home during DebateCon?
Oh, the $5 million. Is that maybe we'll go. John Smith, $5. Don't go to leave Avarice at home during debate. Yeah, $5 million. If we reach 5 million, Avarice will happily stay home for that one DebateCon.
Yeah,
sure.
Dude, I mean, there would be. I mean, I don't want to I would hate to speak out of line, but I think a lot of people would miss the energy.
That's right. Department's Newsmatic says yes. Grid's tentatively planning for another GridCon in April in Nashville again. Oh, you fixed the dishwasher. Nice. Before I even go. Carolyn's going after Chair now. No. It just seems so it's so funny because I think there are people on my.
Wait, hold on. Where's this? Where's this?
I think planning for tonight.
You attack Rob. That's one thing, but you go after Chair. He gives me the best advice when it comes to being a dad.
It's true. Chair's crushing it. So we're only $65 away now. Something like that. $65. Now, it's funny though because I think that people Avarice is digital. Maybe if you weren't at DebateCon, then you've never met him in person, probably. The people that originally I think meant well was like, talk to this Carolyn chick. I wrote it down. I got it written down, and then a bunch of people are like, you'll see. Well, that seemed to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So interesting.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, okay, so first off, here's the question. From someone that literally comes from a cult, right? Where's the cult here?
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know.
The first part is separation. No one's asked me to remove myself from anything. How dare you?
Well, I think her channel's just called The Cult, so I don't know. But she's specifically saying that.
I mean, so you see here in the Crucible guys getting called cult guys. I guess it's now embedded.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. But anyways, it is what it is. People feel free to do the content that they want. It doesn't bother me. The sort of humorousness of I'm fighting the left. Why are people on the right talking about me? Because someone in my chat mentioned, and I just said 10 seconds worth of shit, to then I'm going to go to X and complain about it and do an entire show about it tonight. Okay. It seems you are what you're criticizing. So good luck with that. Ron Quay, $2 says, in Rob's Russia, Chair crush you. What a country. That's very nice. We'll always take a good Yakov Smirnov reference on this channel. We big fans. Abby, thanks so much. $10 says, happy Thanksgiving to you, Rob and Avarice and family. Thank you so much, Abby. And
happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
Abby.
Thanksgiving to you as well, Abby. Always great to hear from you. Doesn't
So is my
AP
favorite part
and-
is when it's just the end and we get a wrap up. It
Doesn't
feels more
AP and
comfortable.
DW call themselves a cult? I don't know who that is. Daily Wire? No. AP and DW. I don't know who that is. Those are names that are
Apostate Prophet.
Oh, maybe. And I don't know who
Apostate
DW.
I don't know. I'm just taking. I'm just taking swings in the dark.
JW. Oh, Jehovah Witness, I think is what you mean by JW. Hard Bastard was Jehovah Witness, calls it a cult. Okay.
No, it was not a Jehovah's Witness.
No. I was maybe you could call the Pentecostal church. I don't think it was a cult, but it was weird. They thought they could handle snakes and shit.
David Wood and Apostate Prophet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I got one right. I got 50%. That's 50%.
Bam!
Me.
That's worth something.
I mean, I've topped Rob GPT twice now.
That's right. So, yeah, I don't think what the Crucible does is cult-like whatsoever. It wants to separate you from your support. I don't think. Zach Yelby, $10 says David Wood never says he was part of a cult. There you go. I just don't know them very well. Actual cults want to separate you from your support and anything that doesn't conform. The left checks more of these boxes. Yeah, I don't see anything like that from the Crucible. In fact, quite the opposite. I see them being like, get a family, spend time with your family.
They're like, why aren't you talking to your father? Because I hate him. Not a good enough answer.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah. So I don't know. But I just don't know. All right. Well, we'll wrap up here.
Yep.
I find myself
so
now.
Tonight, you have. Is it just another call-in tonight, or what's?
No.
Plan?
So at 8:00, I'm going to be on with Jason Miranchuk. We're going to be talking about
that's right.
Christian nationalism and sort of, I think, people blackpilling and things like that. And then we'll just do a regular show after that. Tomorrow, I probably won't do a call-in show during the day, just because I think I'm going to be over doing Thanksgiving. I don't know what time we plan on having Thanksgiving dinner, right? But I do know this, that my wife's crazy and will be cooking all day. So I plan on at least sitting on the couch and watching her cook.
I mean, I'm taking the day tomorrow, so you won't see me tomorrow at all.
I get this. You know what I get? Like when my wife's, here, try this. Is this good? You know what I mean? So she'll like make filling for a chocolate pie. Here, try this. Is it good? And I'm like, it's good. That's it. That's my job tomorrow. Just, You know
what I look forward to? I know that a lot of people probably don't do this. I don't know if it's a Thanksgiving thing for you, but the desserts come out. One of the main desserts for Thanksgiving around our area is peanut brittle.
Oh,
so I look forward to the peanut brittle.
I got me some, I've never had this, pecan brittle at Buc-ee's when we were coming back up from Nashville. It wasn't bad, but peanut brittle is better.
But brittle, I mean, I like brittle, so.
Pecans are weird. I like the taste of it, but the problem is, like, if you've ever had like a turtle chocolate, so you have like caramel pecans and then the chocolate.
I love turtle chocolate. Trust me.
But the pecan never has enough of a crunch. Like an almond's got more of a crunch. A peanut's got more of a crunch. The almond, like you're expecting, like, oh, it's a nut. There's gonna be a nice like crunch. No, it's less than.
Oh, look at Courtney. Look at
I do like peanut brittle.
I think I just you owe me because I'm just getting you some peanut brittle.
Well, look at this.
That is a long chat.
Did you see that? Yeah, we're not going to bring that up. The King Adam, thanks so much, man. It was great meeting you down there. Says gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Also, was there some altering on that photo of yours? I look almost thinner in that picture there. What is up with that? That's a good shirt,
can you
man.
fit that my way?
Yeah, that's a good shirt.
Shirt.
Tomorrow's it, man. That's my big eating day, and then I got to be dieting until January 10th with Word War there. So that's the big plan.
You have to fit into that Hugo Boss.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. No, what would we end up with? 88%. That's not bad. We're a mere.
Oh, and then the 10 gifted too came in, so that's
but see the grift is we don't count that. That doesn't count.
I know we don't count that. I'm just trying to add a little positive to the end of the holiday here.
$43 away. That's not bad. Of course, I don't even want to talk about this guy 2 days ago and what he said. What can you do? You know?
Was this guy named Austin Hall?
Yeah, he's terrible.
Oh,
can you believe what he said? What he said? Oh my gosh,
he's
terrible.
So
absolutely terrible. So
every 2 days he comes on.
I forgot. Today I will raid someone. I forgot yesterday. So Let's see who's on. The only person that's ever on this type of day is usually Jim Bob. And there he is. Jim Bob it is. The amazing Jim Bob. Now, I know that during the outro, someone's going to donate $43. I could see it. They're going to donate at least $43 to get us straight to the goal. I see it happening. So thank you before it happens to whoever that person is. But Avers, thanks for being here today, man.
Oh,
I appreciate
thank you. I'll see you probably halfway through tonight. While I try to figure out how to throw tomatoes at your guest. No.
That's like literally in real life. We're gonna hire someone to just show up to their home and throw tomatoes.
I'm gonna enter the backstage and be like, how does Mr. E throw these tomatoes?
Boom, boom. Yeah. But no, it's always a pleasure, man. And I'll probably see you tonight. If not, though, you have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Yep. I'll see you tonight before, and then to give my happy Thanksgiving to you before I see you after the holidays.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And so thank you to all of you, all of my callers. Thank you so much. To everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Everyone who donated, liked, commented, or just watched. We appreciate you all. Thank you to my editor, Black Elk, as well. You're phenomenal. Thank you to everyone on Rumble. Really appreciate it. Paprika on the ramen noodles. Not bad advice. So, all right. I'll be back around 8 o'clock. Everywhere you watched this morning, I'll be back at 8 o'clock tonight. Please, please, please never forget the memory of Charlie Kirk and how they assassinated him, then mocked his family afterwards, and how tragic it was. Please keep his memory. God bless all of you in this Thanksgiving. If I don't hear from you, happy Thanksgiving. God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. We'll see you all later tonight. Enjoy the Rated Jim Bomb. Take it easy. We'll see y'all soon.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.